GPB Sports Central with me, Gil Tyree.
I'm Mark Harmon.
I'm Nikki Noto.
And I'm John.
GPB Sports. Sorry.
Nikki Noto.
And I'm John.
GPB Sports Shoot.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too soon.
I'm Nikki Noto.
GPB Sports Central. My bad.
And I'm John.
GPB Sports. So close.
Not even close.
Seemed close.
And I'm John Nell.
GPB Sports Central, the leader in high school sports.
How about a new sleuth for the 21st century?
The name's Sherlock Holmes.
And Dr. Watson.
You get off on this, you enjoy it. What is it like in your funny little brains? It must be so boring.
Sherlock.
Sunday at 9 on GPB.
On Nova.
Fire in the hole!
Massive dinosaur bones found in the frozen Arctic. Arctic dinosaurs on Nova.
Merry Christmas from Georgia Public Broadcasting.
He was at war with his country and himself.
He told one of his colleagues the great mistake of his life was having taken a military education.
Robert E. Lee on American Experience.
When you're in Maine, you have to try a lobster roll. In LA, you can get some fabulous French dips. And you gotta have a cheesesteak in Philly. New Orleans has some incredible po' boys. There's chipped ham in Pittsburgh, pastrami in New York City, barbecued brisket in Texas, and lots more. They're all sandwiches that you will like.
Monday at 9 on Georgia Public Broadcasting.
Mothers, brothers, take one.
They went where no other TV comedy dared.
Well, now you know what happens when you let one red frog in.
Mixing comedy.
Well, who's running the country? The moron.
And spiced up with political satire, social comment.
And the battle began against the censors at CBS. Smothered, the censorship struggles of the Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour.
Monday at 10 on GPB.
We're down to the last one. Foot all. What is it? What's the letter?
Q.
Q.
This is GPB, television worth sharing with everyone in Georgia.
Downtown Atlanta. It is game 2 of the Georgia High School Association's football championships, and we have a Donnybrook here in 3A. It'll be Sandy Creek against Carrollton. We say good afternoon again, and we say happy holidays to you and yours. I'm Gil Tyree, and what a program we've had down here today. Already, we have crowned a champion in Clinch County. They down Savannah Christian. But we're going to go upstairs right now to the two men who will call this football game here today on GPB. They say they drew the lottery, and I believe they did, because we have two titanic powers battling here today. Let's go upstairs to two friends, two great friends, Fox 5's Ken Rodriguez and Buck Lanford. Gentlemen, it is all yours. Have a great call here today on GPB.
Gil Tyree, thank you very much, and you are absolutely right about that. Ken Rodriguez along with Buck Lanford. We have the mother of all the state title games today. Carrollton versus Sandy Creek. The Carrollton Trojans, they have not won a state title since 1998. They want to do it today. Sandy Creek won the Quad A title last year. They're going to try to win back-to-back titles. If they go down the classification and do it, they'll be the first Georgia team ever to do that. And Buck, if Santa Claus ever came through, he did today, and that's given us a great matchup.
Yeah, he did indeed. We're looking forward. We've already seen some great matchups this weekend in other classifications, but I truly believe in AAA, these are the two best teams in the state. We have two great offenses. We have two great defenses, and this sets up for an exciting football game that we're about to witness.
Let's talk about that Sandy Creek attack, and when you talk about Sandy Creek attacks, you got to start with quarterback Ronnie Bell.
That's right. You know, he was the MVP of the championship game in 2009. He's 6 foot, 175 pounds. He's a dual threat. He has a strong arm. He can make all the throws, but if he gets in trouble, he can tuck that thing and run. He is a dangerous weapon, and he's a very good decision maker.
Well, he can throw all he wants, but if he doesn't have a good target, he's not going to get anywhere.
He's got a great target. In fact, his favorite target, and Alex Chisholm, he's big, 6'3", 185. He's got great size, great hands. He can go up and get the ball. In fact, head coach Chip Walker says he's the best receiver in the state, and get this, he broke a guy's records, all of his records at Sandy Creek, a receiver by the name of, Calvin Johnson, the second pick in the NFL draft in 2007. This kid can play.
Speaking of Coach Chip Walker, let's hear what he has to say about his Fighting Patriots team.
Offensively, we're a multiple eye offense. We're going to line up in multiple formations, but we're 9 times out of 10 going to have a tailback in the backfield. We have a lot of shifting and moving. We're about 50-50. We're about 50% run, 50% pass. Got a really good offensive line of scrimmage, good tailbacks, and then we got a quarterback who I think is as good as any in the state, and a wideout that I think is as good as any in the state. So we feel like we're a little balanced on offense. Defensively, we base everything out of a 4-3 cover 2 look. Big things for us defensively, getting to the football, trying to get all 11 guys to the ball. Our kind of key playmakers over there, Gavin Rocker on the defensive front, Jamal Ware, who was a defensive end last year, is our middle linebacker this year. He kind of anchors the linebacking core. And then Bruce Dukes and Mike Hilton in the secondary.
Can't wait to see them at work. Let's talk about the Carrollton Trojans, and we're talking about a different line of attack. It's a wing tee. They're going to run a lot more, and they've got a lot of good ones on that side of the ball.
They do. They can throw the ball, but they like to run first, and the run sets up the pass. And when they're going to run the ball, there's none better than Broderick Snoddy. He's listed at 5'11", 200 pounds. He's built like a power back, but he's got a ton of speed. 4.37 in the 40. He's the AAA state champ in both the 100 and the 200-meter dashes. He scored 22 touchdowns this year. And listen up, Georgia Tech fans, he's committed to Paul Johnson's offense for next year. Looks like he could be an A-back at Georgia Tech at Bobby Dodd Stadium next season.
How about that defense? Aaron Brown is a pretty good one back there as well.
He's big, 6 foot, 205 pounds. He hits hard. He's a tackling machine. He's strong. He's fast. He leads the team with 100 tackles, and he's like a coach on the field because he is a coach's son. His dad, Stacy, is an assistant on Ray Van Teague's staff. So good defensive unit to go along with a high-powered offense.
I told you this was going to be a good one. Let's hear from Ray Van Teague of the Trojans, see what he has to say about his own team.
Offensively, we base out of a wing tee. We also do the gun package this year. We added the gun wing tee version. Very skilled this year. We're not very large on the offensive line, but got quite a few playmakers. We just try to spread the ball around. The one thing about the wing tee enables us to give a lot of different guys the football. We feature it all. Defensively, we're a multiple 50 defense. We'll do a little 4-3, a lot of cover 2 principles, but up front we like to let our guys move and make plays.
Carrollton 14-0, Sandy Creek 14-0. Sandy Creek with a 28-game win streak on the line today. And while we're having all this fun up here in the booth, Nikki Noto is going to be working the sidelines for us. Nikki, what you got?
Hey, thanks, guys. You hit the nail on the head when you said this is the mother of all state championships games, because this game, it's all about family. And what I mean by that is right here, this says Coach AB. And as you guys might know, that Carrollton unfortunately lost one of their coaches this year. And when I was talking to Coach Teague, he said that this entire season they are playing for him. So this is definitely an atmosphere of a band of brothers. Now on the Sandy Creek side of the ball, as you all may know, that Coach Chip Walker, well, his dad is here, Coach Rodney Walker. And when I asked Coach Chip, I said, did you talk to your dad this morning? Did he give you any advice? And he said, you know what, not really, because this time right now it's all about playing ball. And I said, well, is he going to be wearing the red, white, and blue? And he laughed and he said he should be. Back to you guys.
Nikki, thanks a lot. We'll be going to you down a lot and often. 168-20. That's how much Sandy Creek has outscored their opponents during 4 games of this playoffs. They'll be shooting them up. Let's go back down to Gil Tyree as we head into the break. Gil.
All right, Ken, thank you. You, Nikki, and Buck have set the stage for what should be an outstanding game here on GPB here today. The 3A state title game between Sandy Creek and Carrollton. It's straight ahead here on GPB and GPB.org. You stay tuned.
Georgia High School Association State Football Championships, made possible in part by Regions Bank. It's time to expect more. Georgia's Electric Membership Corporation, lighting the way. By the Georgia Student Finance Commission. GAcollege411.org can help you plan, apply, and pay for college. And by viewers like you. Thank you. The GHSA would like to thank State Farm, Verizon Wireless, and Wilson for their support of GHSA athletic activities.
Broadcast of this program is made possible in part by the following.
As leaders in our communities, Georgia's locally owned and operated electric membership corporations are proud to sponsor the Georgia High School Association and to help our student athletes become the leaders of tomorrow. Georgia's electric membership corporations, lighting the way.
GPB would like to thank the following corporations for their generous donation of hospitality suites for this weekend's GHSA Championship Games.
Time.
This program on GPB is made possible in part by supporters of the Georgia High School Association, including the following.
There for you and life's daily miracles.
Welcome back to the Georgia Dome, the mother of all state championship games. Sandy Creek versus Carrollton, a couple of undefeated teams going for all the marbles today. Ken Rodriguez in the booth along with Buck Lamford, Nikki Noto along the sidelines, and this is the one we've been waiting for. Certainly Buck and myself, we really wanted this one because we've seen these guys all season long. Sandy Creek riding a 28-game winning streak. Carrollton hasn't won a state championship since 1998. They are hungry, and they are wearing their black tops and the gold bottoms. Sandy Creek all in white. Winners of the Quad A title in 2009. They will try to repeat as AAA championship. Sandy Creek won the toss. They will receive. Joseph Nguye will kick for the Trojans. Back to receive Michael Hilton for the Patriots. And we're on their way at the Georgia Dome. Hilton back to receive. Finding some room. Trojans covering him up at the 20-yard line. Hilton with a nice return from the 1. Ronnie Bell at quarterback. That's the guy we'll be watching. He gets the ball first. As yet uncommitted. And when you watch him play, you'll wonder why. There'll be plenty of time to hash that out as the winter progresses. There's Ronnie in the huddle. Patriots all set to get this thing started. 50-50. They'll run, they'll throw, but they've got a lot of weapons either way. First down at the 20. Bill back to pass. He's got a receiver wide open, and they're near midfield. Bruce Dukes. Bruce Dukes also seeing double time on defense. Coming through as a receiver today for the Patriots.
They go with their bread and butter right out of the gate. Drops back for the pass and hits Dukes wide open across the middle of the field. So a big game. Way to start their positive drive. Exactly how Sandy Creek wanted to start this game.
And they not only catch the ball, they try to make some mustard afterward. First down. Second play from scrimmage for Ronnie Bell. Derek Alexander nowhere to go. He even loses a couple of yards. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Sandy Creek Patriots. Offensive tackle, Knott, Whitlock, Wood, Whitlock, Adams. A lot of kinfolk on this team. Tailback Derek Alexander, you just saw him. C.J. Washington, Alex Chisholm, we'll be looking for him. B.J. Trimble, Brandon Birdsong. And of course, quarterback Ronnie Bell. Second down, 13 to go. Opening minutes of the AAA championship game. Oh! B.J. Trimble can't hang on to it. Let's take a look at the starting lineup on defense for the Trojans. Robinson, McCoy, Walthall, Hill, and Addison along the line. And at linebacker, Brown and Baker. You heard Aaron Brown, Buck, talking about him. He's a good one. Hutton, Collins, Barge, and Jones in the defensive backfield. Brings a third down for the Patriots. 3rd and 13. Bill overthrows everybody. Probably a safe bet for him. He was looking for B.J. Trimble. Nothing doing there.
Interestingly, on the first possession, he has not thrown to the weapon everyone's talking about. That's Alex Chisholm, the big guy. They have not. I guess it's something Carrollton's doing in the coverage to try to take away Chisholm, at least in the early going. Went for his other weapons, and they're going to have to punt.
Well, the Patriots are back to punt. Maybe they're putting them to sleep, Buck. Maybe they'll forget about their weapon. Ball rolls, don't, stay away. He thought about it. Austin Collins. You got to get away from that man. It stays outside the 10. That's a good thing for the Trojans. That's where they'll begin on their first possession of the game.
Exactly how Carrollton wanted to start this game. They did not want Sandy Creek to get off to a fast start. It's important for them to get that momentum and get that stop on the opening drive. Now the Carrollton offense has a chance to establish some momentum.
A.J. Barge huddling him up, talking to his teammates. They're getting ready to start. First down and 10 from the 10. About a minute and a half drained from the clock in the first series for the Patriots. They run that wing T. Will they run? And they do. Roderick Snoddy. Not much doing there. Brings up a second down.
That Snoddy, we're going to see a lot of him today. He wasn't able to show his speed on that play because they stopped him pretty quickly. But if he gets past that front, the linebackers are past the front, they could be in trouble. He's got great speed.
Starting lineup for the Trojans: Alcy Banjo, Swint, Teague, Tarby, and Mitchell along the line. Brown, Johnson, Snoddy, Crane, and Gordon are your special teams players. Second down, A.J. Barge. Devin Watts trying to go wide right. Not a lot going on. That defense hanging tough so far for the Patriots. On the line for them, Rocker, Austin, Rowe, and Williams. At linebacker, Chaz Johnston, Jamal Ware, and Xavier Chisholm. Grimes, Hilton, and Gillian, and Dukes in the defensive backfield. You heard already from Mike Hilton.
Xavier Chisholm, the twin brother of Alex Chisholm, one of two sets of twins on the team. You mentioned the Whitlock boys on the offensive line. They're twins as well.
A lot of kinfolk out here today. It's a family affair. A.J. Barge gives to Snoddy, trying to make some room. He's going to be close. Appears to be a half yard short. We'll see if they'll measure for this one. Of course, these are old eyes that are looking down from the booth. it's going to be 4th down. Looks like they are short.
You know, we've talked a lot about how much these offenses can score, but these are two very good defensive units as well. Sandy Creek D's pitched 5 shutouts, giving up only 9 points a game. Carrollton's giving up even fewer.
Amazing the points both offenses have put on during the 4 games of the playoffs. They have really been hammering their opponents. Bruce Dukes looking for room. A lot of east and west. So far avoiding trouble. He's got a wall. Bruce Dukes is on the sideline. Oh, and he's down inside the 35-yard line. Had a lot of company. A big wall set up for him. Jonathan Jones with a tackle, saving the day for the Trojans.
And the first thing you look for after a return like that is a yellow flag on the field. No flags on the field, so a good clean return. All the blocks.
Oh, you scared me, Buck. I thought I'd missed something. Well, the Sandy Creek Patriots are in business inside Trojan territory. 1st down at the 42-yard line. Ronnie Bell back to work again. The pitch to Alexander. A lot of company, a lot of black shirts there. He goes down inside the 40. Made something out of nothing there. DJ Robinson with a tackle. I'll tell you what, the juices are flowing right now. On defense, you're running it.
Watch Chisholm here. Chisholm tries to make the block, but you got a host of Carrollton tacklers. Once they slow him down, he's got nowhere to go. So gang tackling by the Carrollton defense early.
2nd down. Looks to be about 8 yards to go for the Patriot offense. Ronnie Bell, will he throw? Look at that hole. Alexander's busting through a hole inside the 20-yard line. Carrollton stunned on that play. Not a lot of black shirts out there in the secondary after he busted through the line. Austin Collins saving the day with a tackle. And Josh Barge.
You know, you hear all week, Chisholm, you got to stop Chisholm. You got to key on Chisholm. Well, they're using him as a decoy so far, running right up the middle, and a great hole by that offensive line.
1st and 10 at the 18-yard line. Sandy Creek trying to keep that 28-game win streak alive. Bell checking at the line. Alexander again. Toughing out some yards down around the 10-yard line. Looks to be out about the 10.5, 11-yard line.
And you got to give Chisholm credit on this play. Look at the block that he sets up that springs him for a couple of more yards as he gets out of bounds. In fact, he took on 2 defenders there. So Chisholm not contributing yet with his hands, but contributing with his blocking.
And if you're a coach watching this, Buck, you're absolutely right. You want to know your receiver can do it all. And we were watching Chisholm in warm-ups. He has got all the tools. A lot of great technique for a young receiver. Bell on 2nd down. Alexander again busting through the line. Inside the 5. That's a 1st down. Damon Addison with the tackle for the Trojans. Carrollton with their backs against the wall right now as Sandy Creek's got a drive going. Great field position really helped them out this time around.
A methodical, time-consuming kind of a drive, just running the ball really right up the middle, right at the heart of this Carrollton defense, and saying, hey, you guys got to try to stop us.
Early moments of the 1st quarter. Sandy Creek rolling. 1st and 10 inside the 5. Why not give it to Alexander? May have gotten a yard and a half. Sherrod Mitchell with the tackle.
Funny how things change defensively once somebody gets inside the 5-yard line. It's time to buckle down. We're not going to give you anything up the middle anymore. If you want to try that, good luck.
I'll tell you what, Buck, I thought we might be jinxing ourselves being so excited about this particular matchup, but so far it's been good.
This is where Chisholm is dangerous. You can throw it up high and he can go get it, so keep your eye on that. And he's looking for, right through Chisholm's hands.
Little too hot to handle. Ronnie Bell fired one into him. Buck was making the call there. That was a great time for Chisholm. Got to haul it in next time.
Yeah, he just had a little bit too much on it, just leading him a little bit too much, even with the great hands. And look at the second effort. He almost went and got that thing anyway.
That would have been something. That brings up 3rd down and goal. See what the Patriots going to do this time. Ronnie Bell back to center. Looking, he's going to take it himself. Ronnie Bell, touchdown. Sandy Creek strikes first. And that's a case where you have so many weapons. Who's going to guard the quarterback?
You talk about being the classic dual threat quarterback. That's exactly what he is. He's got Chisholm standing there in the end zone, so you've got to respect the pass on that play, but he has the speed to tuck it and run, and the Carrollton defense pays.
Mitchell McMillan on to provide the extra point. There you see Ronnie Brown. Wow, what a great job. And he makes it 7-0 Sandy Creek. So here we go. First quarter, still a half to go. 7-0 Sandy Creek. We'll be right back on Georgia Public Television.
On GPB is made possible in part by supporters of the Georgia High School Association, including the following.
Welcome back to Georgia Public Broadcasting's presentation of the state AAA final. It's a good one. Sandy Creek versus Carrollton, a couple of undefeated teams, and Sandy Creek striking on their second possession. Trojans are set to receive this time. Let's see if they can tie this thing up.
I think if you told Sandy Creek they'd have a 7-0 lead and Alex Chisholm didn't have a single catch, I think they would take that.
Telvin Brown and Broderick Snoddy back to receive for the Trojans. Mitchell McMillan just kicked the extra point. He's going to kick off for the Patriots. Teeing it up on the 40-yard line. High school rules. If it goes in the end zone, it's a touchback. Let's see. Telvin Brown's got the ball. Looking for a hole. Telvin Brown's got some room. Chisholm trying to haul him down, and he catches up to him. In Sandy Creek territory, out of the 48-yard line. What a return by Telvin Brown.
You want to talk about team speed? This Carrollton team has got it. Their track team and their football team are almost one and the same. Telvin Brown is one of the best hurdlers in the state, and he can fly.
Boy, he found a hole and just zipped right through there. And there's your guy. Chisholm is the guy fast enough to bring him down. So the Trojans have the ball in Sandy Creek territory. First down and 10 at the 48. A.J. Barge going to get their second try going here. Snoddy, some tough yards inside the 45. That's their game. That brings up a second down. And 6.
He's big, he's a load to take down, and he's the kind of guy who's just going to punish those linebackers time and again. And if they slack off one time, that's when he's going to get past them and show his speed. He'll wear them down as the game goes on, or that's his goal anyway.
Second down. A.J. Barge under center. That's Telvin Brown. Hop, skip, and down around the 40-yard line. Looks like they're going to be short about 2 yards.
Wing T's an old school offense, but you really have to pay attention to where that ball is. I mean, we've been faked out up here a couple of times already. It's tough to defend, even though it's old school. A lot of these guys, they didn't grow up seeing it, so it's somewhat new to them, and you just never know where that ball's going to go.
Imagine being on that front defensive line, trying to figure out, you're getting blocked, and you're also trying to find out where the ball is. Third down, couple of yards to go for a first down. A.J. Barge. And to give is to DJ Johnson, and they got it. A first down. No, A.J. Barge kept it. There we go. A little early for the binoculars, Buck, but I may have to pull them out.
That's the other option you got with the wing T, is the quarterback keeping the thing himself. And he did on that play and got just enough yards to move the sticks. First down there on the 35-yard line, putting together a nice little drive here.
First down and 10 at the 41. Trojans trying to answer. Snoddy. Couple of yards. So they're going to try to suffer them out, smooth them out, soften them up. See if Sandy Creek will bite. Perhaps throw one up top.
Well, that's what they say about this Carrollton offense. They say that you gear up to stop the run, and they can throw the ball as well. So just when you think you've stopped them by focusing on the run, they can throw it up top and burn you.
We've been watching A.J. Barge during warm-ups. He has a gun. Telvin Brown around the left side, and there's nowhere to go. Sandy Creek is there. Mike Hilton with the tackle. And a good one.
Mike Hilton's one of those two-way players. Guy who just makes a good, solid, open field tackle right there. Takes him down. That's a textbook tackle by Mike Hilton.
Approaching 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Triple A championship. It's a good one. Sandy Creek already up 7-0. Carrollton driving. Snoddy behind Barge. Barge looks. Going up top. And looking for Josh Barge. Could not make the connection. They were going for it all, but
the brothers, you know, they've done that in the backyard a few times. Finally, they throw the ball. They lull him to sleep a little bit with the run game. And look at this. He throws a perfect ball. Good coverage, though, by Sandy Creek. Barge just couldn't quite come down with it. But a great play, good opportunity to put it in the end zone there.
Brothers got some height on him. Throwing that ball a little outside. Might have made a play on it. It's fourth down, and they're going to go for it. Look for them to draw Sandy Creek offside, maybe? No. Barge rolls. Looking. Out of bounds. Marlandis Crane giving it all he's got there, stretching out, but that ball was way out of bounds. So Sandy Creek takes over at the 32. First down and 10 to go for the Patriots.
Barge was throwing on the run there, and he just overthrew it. Just slightly overthrew his receiver right at the out-of-bounds line.
Tough play to make.
Turn it over on downs.
Well, this can be a momentum-building drive if they can convert. Sandy Creek, Ronnie Bell, having at it again, first and 10. And Derek Alexander gets another couple of yards. Antonio Baker with a tackle.
Been a steady dose of Derek Alexander thus far in the game plan for Sandy Creek. They've opened up a couple of big holes up the middle for him already, though.
Both these teams came in prepared for this game. I mean, they beat some good teams. Carrollton beat Burke County. Sandy Creek beat Peach County. A lot of people believe that was the state championship game right there, but Carrollton showed up and they're going to play. There's your guy, Chisholm. I'm afraid that would have been out of bounds anyway. Carrollton covering well on that play. Jonathan Jones and Josh Barge deep with Mr. Chisholm.
Jonathan Jones, another one of those state track meet hurdler guys, and he'll probably be in Chisholm's grill all day long. They went for the big play there, and he just let him a little bit too much out of bounds. Even if he'd have caught it, it wouldn't have counted because he would have been out of bounds. But he's a threat, and they've got to respect that. Two guys in coverage on Chisholm on that play.
Well, they're all spread now on third down and 8. Alexander, the only back. Complete. And down right there to Alex Chisholm. It's a short one.
And if I'm Carrollton's defense, I'm content with that. If that's the kind of plays Alex Chisholm's going to make in this game, then I feel like I'm going to hang into this ball game. So that's a win for the Carrollton defense right there.
Nice stop by Carrollton's going to bring up fourth down, and the Patriots are going to have to punt. Carlos Hutton, or Austin Collins, back to receive for the Trojans. Mitchell McMillan, he does it all. He's going to punt this one away for the Patriots. Austin Collins looking for the wall, can't find it. And Carrollton is going to begin once again. GPB is the only station to broadcast the state high school championship games year after year. Now it's your turn to score big with a small donation to GPB. Text GPB to 85944 to donate $5. Remember to reply yes to confirm your donation. Standard data and text messages apply. And one-time charge of $5 will be added to your phone bill. Support these great games and great kids. Telvin Brown, nowhere to go.
You notice Dallas Dickey in a quarterback on that play. Coach Ray Van Teague likes to have two quarterbacks in case someone goes down. He wants to have somebody ready to go. Dickey is usually your running quarterback when he comes in. Expect him to run the ball. This time he hands it off to Telvin Brown. But you better respect Dickey's ability to take off with the football.
Second down and a whole lot of yardage to go. Final seconds winding down in the first quarter. Carrollton up to the line. Dallas Dickey, options, keeps, nowhere to go.
And that was absolutely in Sandy Creek's scouting report. When Dallas Dickey's in the game, expect him to keep it, tuck it, and run, and they were ready for him on that play. What a cool name, though, Dallas Dickey. That's great, great alliteration. He might be famous one day.
Jamal Ware and Xavier Chisholm on the tackle on that play. That's the end of the first quarter. Sandy Creek strikes first. 7-0 Patriots. You're watching the 2010 Georgia High School Association State Football Championships on Georgia Public.
Music's over.
Meet the legendary band that broke all the rules in a film about the Doors. Only on American Masters.
Broadcast of this program is made possible in part by the following.
As a strong, stable bank, we're always looking for opportunities to boost the vitality of our communities by supporting local events and finding financial solutions for our customers in all economic times. Regions is proud to be a partner with Georgia Public Broadcasting in building a better Georgia.
Fall is the time to apply for college, and preparation is key to success. GeorgiaCollege411.org is the smart place to explore careers and plan high school classes. It helps students prepare and study for entrance tests and is a source for sending transcripts and applications.
Give me all your aces.
Ha. Read them and weep. Yes.
This program on GPB is made possible in part by supporters of the Georgia High School Association, including the following.
There for you and life's daily miracles.
Mail. Delivery. Go along. All right. New record.
You're looking live at the Georgia Dome, Atlanta, Georgia, the 2010 AAA Championship. Sandy Creek versus Carrollton. It's a good one. We're already off to a fast start. That was a 30-minute first quarter. Ken Rodriguez along with Buck Lamford. Nikki Noto along the sideline. We'll be going to her shortly. Carrollton with their third possession of the game. Getting started third down. at the 19-yard line. That's Dallas Dickey at quarterback again, trying to get something going for the Trojans. Dickey keeps. Gets a big chunk, but it's way. Sandy Creek saying the ball was on the ground, and they have it. Waiting for the referees. They're going to talk things over. Boy, that would be trouble for Carrollton. That's deep in Trojan territory. Nope, it's Carrollton's ball, but they're going to have to punt it away. It's 4th down.
Dallas Dickey, your running quarterback, tucks the ball here. Let's take a look and see if that ball does come loose. It looks like he was already down, though. At least that's what the referees have ruled. It was very close on the call. It was Patrick Darby who hit him and actually got on the football there for Sandy Creek.
So they're going to punt it away. Sandy Creek's going to get the ball again. James Dugan, left-footed kicker. And ball's on the ground, but he picks it back up. That's Bruce Dukes, who came up with that big kick return a little while ago in the first quarter. Almost gave it back to Carrollton.
What a clean scoop there. You don't usually see somebody scoop it up so cleanly. You know, we saw a play similar to this on a fumble in the Buford-Calhoun game last night where the defender scooped it up. That was a clean scoop, and he recovers. That could have been a huge play for Carrollton. He doesn't come up with that cleanly.
That's clean living, as they say.
Scoop drill, lots of scoop
drill. Sandy Creek gonna have at it again. They're at the 32, 1st down and 10.
Alexander had 7 carries in the first quarter for 39 yards.
That's Alexander lining up at tailback now. Dell, Alexander. Wow, you can hear the pop up here. That Carrollton defense came to play. Antonio Baker with a tackle.
That's good hard-nosed football right there. I love to hear the pads popping, guys sticking each other down there. Great play by the Carrollton defense up the middle. Antonio Baker comes up with a big stop.
A lot of mamas in the stands don't like to hear that noise, but that's what the pads are for. Everybody's okay. Ronnie Bell. 2nd down and a long 9. Here, no! Chisholm can't come up with it. Looking to run before he had the ball. Oh, goodness gracious.
Thrown his way 3 times, 2 incompletions and 1 catch for a 3-yard gain. Just a little high. You think he might come down with that one, but it was a little high and he had a lot on it. Don't forget, Bell can zing the ball. He throws it pretty hard. So Chisholm will get his, I'm sure, before this day's over.
I think he was trying to decide if he was going to run with his right foot first or the left foot first, because he had nothing but green had he gotten past those defenders. So it's 3rd down. Just about 10 yards for a 1st down. Bell in a heap of trouble. Tries to throw it away, and he finds his man. Chisholm.
Guess who?
It's a 1st down.
And that is exactly where Ronnie Bell is so dangerous. Because he is such a dual threat, he looks a little bit like Michael Vick back in the old days, or actually the current days with the Philadelphia Eagles, the way he's playing right now. He's going to make something happen on this play, and he absolutely does. He finds his go-to guy, and Chisholm goes up and gets it. What a huge 1st down for Sandy Creek.
Wow, impressive, impressive. Here we go, 1st down. They're at the 43. We're going to have to save that one for candidate for highlight of the year. Bell, Alexander, 1 yard maybe. Tevin McCoy with the tackle. Tevin McCoy was one of the guys trying to catch up to Ronnie Bell. That was a lot easier. Got his hands on his hips now. That Ronnie Bell.
That's a great play for Tevin McCoy. 85 tackles this year, 22.5 for loss, 3 sacks, couple of fumble recoveries. Great defensive lineman, and you can see he's out of breath from chasing Bell on the 2 plays ago.
2nd down 9. Oh, Hilton with the carry and Tevin McCoy with the tackle.
Guess who again? Who's winded? He's not winded from Jason Ronnie Bell.
He knows it too. Look at him giving us the nod. Tevin Bell showed up to play, everybody. Big number 90.
Plugging up the middle. Hey, you know, they burned them for some runs up the middle in the first quarter. They've obviously made some adjustments between quarters, and they're going to try not to give up any big plays up the middle. And Tevin McCoy's been a big part of that so far in the second quarter.
Let's see what's doing here at third down. About 12 yards for a first down.
Tevin's a big part of everything he does, though. He's a big fella.
Alexander finds a hole, and he's got a blocker. He's at the 40. The 31 player to be down. He's out of bounds at the 20. What a hole. Josh Barge pushing him out of bounds. Sandy Creek in business once again.
This run did not go up the middle. Instead, they went off right tackle. Makes one move there, breaks the first tackle, and, you know, we talk about Carrollton's speed. Looks like Sandy Creek's got a little speed as well, and Derek Alexander, he turned it on, but a great play by Barge to force him out of bounds and save the touchdown.
Couple of explosive teams going at it today, folks. You're enjoying a gem. It's underway in the second quarter. Under 9 minutes to go. Sandy Creek driving again. First down at the 20. Michael Hilton. Churning up about 5 yards.
It's a nice 1-2 punch they have here with Derek Alexander and Mike Hilton. They can both run the ball well. Alexander scored 19 touchdowns this year. Mike Hilton scored 12 himself. So they got a great 1-2 punch, threatening running the football.
A couple of slippery guys, too. Carlos Hutton, though, had the firm grip on him and brought him down. Ronnie Bell on second down and 5. Whoops.
Dead ball, false start, offense, second down.
And there goes all the yardage they picked up on that first play. Officials for today's game: referee Rusty Wynn, umpire Don Lyles, linesman Freddie Stewart, Chuck Tidwell, Angio Gray, and Will Liskey, and Charles Olson. A whole crew out here to help us out with the state finals, and they're doing a fine job. They're not missing a thing, Buck.
Now, so far, so good. Good, clean football game. Now, Sandy Creek's backed up 5, so they're right back where they started. 2nd and 10 on the 20-yard line.
Mike Hilton lined up deep. And he's looking to pass. He's got Chisholm right in the numbers. Stiff arm, and he's hauled down at around the 11. Josh Barge making the touchdown-saving tackle there.
Once again, Barge forces Alexander out of bounds and saves a touchdown a couple of minutes ago. And this tackle was personal. I think he said, you know what, I'm not going to let Alex Chisholm beat me here. No matter what I have to grab, I'm going to bring him down. Chisholm, of course, heading to Cincinnati next year. But Barge was not going to let him score on that play. Nice play by Barge.
Got a timeout. Stoppage of play here. And the referees may be saying, no, let's get this thing going. We've got 7:56 left in the first half. And yep, they're winding the clock. First down and goal to goal for the Patriots. Alexander tiptoes in. Patriots touchdown.
And you know what? He really did tiptoe in because nobody touched him. You got to give the offensive line credit for the way they blocked on that play. The hole was big. Alexander showed the speed and busted right up the middle for a 7-yard touchdown. Sandy Creek all of a sudden in control of this game.
And the speed of those special teams players, the backs, and showing a lot of trouble there for Carrollton. We got a flag on the play here on the extra point. Mitchell McMillan.
Here's another look at that play. Look at the hole and look at him. Nobody even touches Alexander. He coasted.
Illegal substitution on the defense. Retry.
Well, normally on extra points, if I'm the kicker, I don't really want to get much closer to the goal post, but looks like they're going to have to
half the distance.
Yeah. McMillan's going to try it again. They decline. Well, they'll take Take the kick? No, they're going to. It's their choice. They'll kick it from wherever they want to. Yeah, they didn't want to get closer. It's good, and with 7:38 left in the first half, it's Sandy Creek leading Carrollton 14-0. You're watching the 2010 GHSA State Football Championships on Georgia Public Broadcasting.
On GPB is made possible in part by supporters of the Georgia High School Association, including the following.
This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a #1 draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life.
Welcome back to the Georgia Dome, everybody. Ken Rodriguez and Buck Lamford up in the booth. And we have got a good one going here. AAA championship matchup between Carrollton and Sandy Creek, and the Patriots are up 14-0. Carrollton's got to get something going before the half. There's 7:38 to go.
Yeah, this will be a huge drive for Carrollton. They really need to get some kind of points on the board, even if it's just 3. They need to establish a long drive and get some points on the board to keep themselves in this game, because you can't hand the ball back to that Sandy Creek offense again. You got to play keep away the rest of this second quarter from Sandy Creek and their explosive offense.
Telvin Brown and Broderick Snoddy back to receive. A couple of weapons back there for the Trojans.
That was a 9-play drive, 68 yards. It burned 3 minutes, 58 seconds off the clock. And, of course, Alexander took it untouched for the 7-yard Fighting Patriot touchdown.
Telvin Brown in the end zone. That's a touchback. So Carrollton's going to take over at the 20-yard line, trying to make something happen. Really would like to see a touchdown or a field goal, some sort of points on the board before heading into the halftime locker room. There's 7:38 left in the first half. Sandy Creek on a roll. A.J. Barge is back at quarterback.
Coach Teague loves to mix it up, likes to have 2 guys that play. Barge more of a passing threat, though, than Dickey.
Barge inside to DJ Johnson for a nice chunk of yardage, about 5 on the play. Brings up 2nd down and 5 for the Trojans.
Nice play to start the drive. There's plenty of time left on this clock in the second quarter. If they can establish a good time-consuming drive, knock off 4 or 5 yards of play, you don't have to have the big play. You just need to keep the ball out of Sandy Creek's hands.
Trojans rush up to the line, and the give is to Snoddy. Not much going there. A yard, maybe. Carrollton trying to sneak up there, make something happen before Sandy Creek lined up. And they didn't fool anybody.
Looked like Sandy Creek smelled that one coming. All the interior linemen hunkered down on the defensive line. Looked like they were expecting that play right up the middle.
That brings up 3rd down and about 3.5 for the Trojans. A.J. Barge calls timeout.
Timeout. Offense.
And that's a good timeout, because this is a huge down for the Trojans. They need to convert here on 3rd and 4 to keep this drive alive. They do not, I know I'm harping on this, but they do not want to give the ball back to Sandy Creek. Worst case scenario, if they score again before the half, this game would practically be over before halftime. This is a huge play coming up for Carrollton. Good usage of a timeout.
Sandy Creek's already up 14-0, Buck, and as you mentioned, Chisholm has not really done a whole lot. Not what we've come to expect, but there's a whole lot of game left in this one. And again, Carrollton needs to get on the board just for their own personal satisfaction, their own psyche, to know they can keep this thing close before they head into the locker room, because Sandy Creek is explosive.
But you know, a guy like Chisholm, he affects the game even when he's not catching the ball, because he draws double coverage, because guys are looking for him to make a play, and that opens things up in the middle. So what a threat this guy is. Even when he's not catching the ball and making big plays, he's still helping his team in other ways.
You saw Ray Van Teague on the sideline, hoping his guys can get something going here. A.J. Barge is calling the play, and they're racing up to the line. Third down, 3.5 for a first down. Barge, he's got a man, Telvin Brown. Beautiful pass out around midfield. Telvin Brown with a catch. Nicely executed play. That was a shot in the arm for those Trojans.
Yeah, a play like that was exactly what Carrollton needed on third down. They could not. The last thing they wanted to do was punt the ball back to Sandy Creek. So Barge makes a nice pass here, just kind of lobs it up to the speedy Telvin Brown, makes a nice grab. You know what? If you missed that tackle there, that guy's gone too.
And that was Josh Grimes on the play. Keeping it right there at the 50. First down and 10 to go for a first down. Barge smothered. Gavin Rocker. A wall.
The fake up to the middle to Snoddy, and Barge keeps himself, and they were prepared for that option. Picks up 1 yard on the play, maybe.
Can they capitalize on that big play? Second down. 10 to go for a first down. They got to get around the 40-yard line, get past it. A.J. Barge. Well, a little inside stuff, and that's Snoddy coming back for it. Excuse me, that's Devin Watts. Snoddy was one of the guys that took the fake. Devin Watts, inside handoff, and they are inside the 40-yard line for a first down.
Once again, if you key on Snoddy, they've got other guys that can hurt you. Devin Watts hurts him right here. That was a great run, and he fights to get that first down.
Jamel Gilliam, one of the guys on the tackle there. First down at the 39. Carrollton trying to make something happen. Couple of big plays already on this drive. That's Watts again. Josh Grimes on the tackle.
And that's one of those plays. Look how fast that happens. The great fake by Barge. Carries out his fake after he's made the handoff to Watts. Watts picks up big yardage on the play. It's that wing tee. It's old school football.
And some patient running there. You see him following his blocker right into the hole. Picked up a good chunk of yards. It's second down. Looks like a 5 yards for a first down. They're at the 34. Need to get to around the 29 for a first down. Trojans are rolling. Barge. Looking for Brown. Could not hook up. Ball sails out of bounds. A lot of white shirts out there.
Looked like some confusion on the play there. It looks like maybe Brown was running a different route than Barge was expecting him to. One zig, one zag. He's fortunate, though, that the ball falls incomplete, and one of those Sandy Creek defensive backs didn't pick the thing off.
That might have been the best thing that could happen there. There were 3 white shirts there and only Telvin Brown, and I don't think Telvin saw the ball. Brings up third down and 5. Trojans trying to keep this thing going. 6 plays so far in this drive, 46 yards, 3 minutes and 14 seconds on the drive. They started at their own 20. And that's Broderick Snoddy with the carry.
Snoddy was fighting for extra yards there, trying to get to that first down stick. He saw it at the 29-yard line. Looks like he came up short. 4 minutes left in the game. Look at where we are on the field.
All right, Buck.
Potentially this could be 4-down territory, because
you make the call. You make the call here. Yeah, looks like
Coach Buck goes for it.
All right, Buck. You're going to pack up your office if you're wrong here. That's the life of a coach. Barge keeps, and he's got a first down and then some. A.J. Barge with the quarterback sneak inside the 25.
And really, what a great play call there. They hurry up to the line and snap the ball so quickly that the Sandy Creek defensive front was not even set. Everybody was expecting quarterback sneak, but nobody was ready for it yet. Great call and a great first down as Carrollton keeps this drive, this crucial drive, alive.
Chaz Johnston among the tacklers there. Barge looking for some. He's at the 22. Devin Watts with the ball again. We got flags on the play. Let's see what this is. Devin Watts getting some carries himself. Ray Van Teague there trying to sort things out with his quarterback and his assistants. He's not happy, whatever it is.
Offense, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Goodness gracious. Back him up 10 yards. It's not what you want. You got to keep that momentum going.
No, but it's not a drive killer yet. It's a 10-yard penalty, but it's still first down. It's just 1st and 20. Actually, less than that. Looks like it's about 1st and 18.
All right. Barge. Oh, intercepted. That's Hilton back there. Mike Hilton with the interception. Carrollton had to go deep and paid the price.
And we know they're a run-first football team, but they can pass the ball. But this is 2 plays now where they've had what appears to be some miscommunication in the passing game. Hilton just played center field there. Nice play by him to come up with the interception. That's a tough break for Carrollton, who would put together a nice drive. A touchdown there pulls them to within 7 as we get close to halftime.
2:57 left in the first half. Sandy Creek with the ball back. This time they're on the 12-yard line after that interception by Mike Hilton. Ronnie Bell calls timeout. Goodness gracious, Carrollton had it going. Maybe they can hold him here.
They need a turnover. They need somehow to get the ball back. What they don't need is a big play by Sandy Creek. They can't afford Sandy Creek to put any more points on the board here in the first half.
Well, let's check in with Nikki Noto. She's on the sideline. Nikki?
Hey guys, I just wanted to let you all know that if you want to get in on the chat, or the Georgia GPB Sports Central chat, head to gpb.org/football, hit the Game of the Week tab, and there you'll find that the Georgia Friday Nights in Georgia webcast, Bob Houghton, the host of that, he will be there, as well as our own Dave Hunter, former Brookwood High coach. So go ahead, head to gpb.org/football, hit the Game of the Week tab, and you'll be able to chat with everybody else.
Nikki, thanks. Oh, I've already messed that one up a couple of times too. A lot of words, a lot of letters, a lot of enunciating. It's all too much.
3 and out. The Carrollton defense needs a 3 and out here to give their offense a chance to get the ball back as we inside 3 minutes left in the second quarter.
Derek Alexander over the guard. Looks like maybe a yard.
Alan Waltall in on that tackle. Sandy Creek just taking their time, letting the clock run, not in any hurry.
Well, they'll be happy to go in the locker room with a 14-0 lead against Carrollton. Second down. Well, they're looking to pass. And he connects with Alex Chisholm. Well, now, so much for running the clock out. But it runs.
It's still running. That's right. Completion keeps it running, and that's what usually happens when you throw it to Alex Chisholm. But once again, I think Carrollton's okay if Chisholm gets the small gains like that. It's the big play. You don't want him to burn you on the big play. But a nice open field tackle. He makes his catch. Jonathan Jones makes a nice stop.
Oh, absolutely. Here we go with third down. They've got 2 or 3 yards. Make that 2 yards to go for a first down. 1:43 left on the clock.
Big play for Carrollton.
And they stop him. They stopped him. Derek Alexander tried to go through a mass of bodies there. Tevin McCoy, number 90. We've called his name a bunch of times already. Antonio Baker also on the tackle.
We said it was a big play for Carrollton. They had to force a 3-and-out to have a chance. That's exactly what they did. They forced the 3-and-out. They're going to get the ball back with 1:27. Now, they're not a quick strike offense, but they're going to have a chance at least to put something on the board before halftime.
Well, they got a timeout here. They're going to sort things through. What do they have in the bag of goodies here? It's going to have to be a quick hit, something they don't run often.
You know who we haven't seen much on the last drive or two? Snoddy. He hasn't gotten the ball as much on the last couple of drives. I'm not sure if that's just a result of them keying on him, but that's something certainly to keep an eye on. He is their go-to guy in the run game.
Devin Watts getting a lot of playing time in that wing T offense. Trojans making their way back to the field and set to receive this punt. So Mitchell McMillan's going to punt the ball away for the Patriots. And Austin Collins back to receive for the Trojans. Austin can simplify things by running it all the way back. He's looking to the sideline.
Coach Teague would take that. Take the offense out of the equation.
We're set to go. Slots away. Collins, fair catch. Carrollton's going to get the ball at the 49. Well, Ray Van Teague knows he's got a special team, but let's hear what he has to say about it.
We've got great leadership. We definitely have been blessed with some very good athletes. This past summer, one of my coaches, Anthony Barge, was killed tragically in a motorcycle accident. He has a son that's a senior quarterback and a son that's a junior safety receiver. The kids and the coaches dedicated the season to him, and I think that spirit has led us into a lot of focus and playing with a lot of passion right now.
And don't you know they'd like to win this one? A.J. Barge, the quarterback. Telvin Brown, the receiver. He's slippery. Down to the 49, but that clock's still running. Chaz Johnston with the tackle. Trojans need to line it up.
Anthony Barge, he mentioned the late Anthony Barge, the father of A.J. and Josh. West Georgia Hall of Famer, great basketball player. Shook the entire West Georgia community and the Carrollton community when he was killed.
Barge rolls. He's got Brown out of bounds, stopping the clock. First down, Carrollton. Josh Grimes on the tackle, but Carrollton's got something going. 44 seconds left in the half.
Brown's got great speed, but he's not huge. Look at him at the end of this catch. Looks a little bit like a pinball as he bounces off a couple of defenders, but he makes the play. Boom, boom, there you go, and gets out of bounds to stop the clock, moves those chains. Exactly what Carrollton needed.
Well, he's been a prime target for Barge so far in this game. Let's see if he'll look to him now or find his brother. Barge. Deep. And then in, that's his brother. He finds him. Josh Barge. Touchdown Trojans. Boy, did they need that. A.J. Barge just said, let's just keep it in the family.
And you know Dad's happy to see that now. You'll notice a lot of times when they make a big play, they point up toward the sky. They say, Dad's watching.
Here comes the extra point. Joseph Ingwe. It's good.
That was just what the doctor ordered for the Carrollton Trojans. A couple of miscues in the passing game on the last drive. This time he throws a touchdown strike, brother to brother, and the Carrollton Trojans are right back in this football game. perfect pass. Hits him on the run, hits him in stride.
14-7. We've got ourselves a ball game now. 36 seconds left in the half. A lot of head slapping right now, a lot of pad slapping. They're feeling mighty good about themselves. That meant a lot.
And Carrollton's a running team. We've said it. They're a run-first team, but they can throw the football when they need to.
3 plays on that scoring drive, 51 yards, 44 seconds, time elapsed.
So much for that, them not being a quick strike offense, huh?
36 yards on that completion for a touchdown. Well, Joseph Ingwe will get the kickoff this time.
Don't forget, Carrollton's averaging 45 points per game this season. They can score.
Well, Mike Hilton and Derek Alexander back to receive. They're not out of the woods yet. They've got to stop these guys on the return. Going to keep it on the ground. Ooh, it's out of bounds. So Sandy Creek's going to get the ball. Oh, where did it go out of bounds? 35-yard line. All right, 36 seconds.
All right, Carrollton can't afford a big play here. 36 seconds. They've gotten themselves back in the ball game. Look out for Alex Chisholm going up top.
Instead, it's Alexander off right tackle. And he finds a whole bunch of black jerseys there. 27 seconds left in the half. Robinson and Baker on the tackle. 16 seconds.
Looks like Sandy Creek's going to be content to head in with a touchdown lead.
And that is the end of the first half. We told you it was going to be a good one. 14-7, Sandy Creek leading Carrollton. Trojans heading to the locker room, Buck, feeling a lot better about themselves right now. Let's go down to Nikki. Nikki.
Coach, your team was leading 14-0 up until a few moments ago. What adjustments is your defense going to make sure that to shut down their high-power offense?
Not let them get that deep ball on us. You know, we were up 14-0 and had them, you know, short time, and we let them hit the long ball over top of us, which wasn't good.
And as far as your secondary is concerned, you had the opportunity to make a turnover and get some points out of it. That didn't happen. How are you going to make sure to utilize those opportunities more?
We got to capitalize them. You know, they got down there once, and we picked one off, and we should have had a little better drive than what we had. And that gave them a short field, which allowed them to hit that deep ball on top of us.
Thanks, Coach. Back to you guys.
Thank you.
Nikki, thanks a lot. Coach Walker, you're watching the 2010 GHSA State Football Championship. It's a good one, and it's on Georgia Public Broadcasting.
Massive dinosaur bones found in the frozen Arctic. Arctic dinosaurs on Nova.
Broadcast of this program is made possible in part by the following.
January is the time to file applications for federal student aid. GAcollege411.org gives students all the information they need to find the financial resources to make their college plans a reality. GAcollege411.org.
Booth Western Art Museum in Cartersville, presenting Ansel Adams, A Legacy, featuring 130 photographs of Adams' celebrated American photography and rarely seen images. On exhibit from September 25th through February 20th, 2011, boothmuseum.org.
On the man.
This program on GPB is made possible in part by supporters of the Georgia High School Association, including the following.
There for you and life's daily miracles.
We're live at the Georgia Dome, and there's your score, 14-7. Sandy Creek leading Carrollton in the AAA championship game. It has been a doozy so far. We've got a whole half to go. Right now, let's listen and watch and enjoy the Sandy Creek Fighting Patriot Band, the Marching Patriots.
Halftime festivities continue here on GPB's live and exclusive coverage of the Georgia High School Association State Championships in football. Right now in the AAA, it is Sandy Creek out in front of Carrollton, 14-7. And with me right now is the outstanding principal for Sandy Creek, Roy Raybould. And I guess, Principal Raybould, I can ask you this up top, your feelings about being here this afternoon.
We're just happy to be here. We won the state championship last year. Never thought we'd come back this year, and we're just happy to be here.
You know, we're talking about the experience of the young kids and, of course, your outstanding coach, Chip Walker. And you were telling me Chip is a social studies teacher, and also he demands the same thing in the classroom he does on a football field. It's not by surprise you guys are doing very well on the gridiron.
Absolutely. We have expectations, and Coach Walker has those same expectations in the classroom, both of his students and of our athletes, and they all meet those expectations.
Some of the things that, you know, we talk about Sandy Creek doing on a football field and the, you know, athletic venue, but what are you doing academically?
Academically, we're extremely proud. The last 2 years, we've been a gold school, recognized by the Governor's Office of Student Achievement, and our kids just do a great job, both academically, fine arts, and the career tech.
And of course, right now, the Marching Patriots Band entertaining us here, Brian Gunner and John Kelly, the band director, and Greg LaFortune, and 90 members strong. 90 members strong.
90 members. The band has been growing the last 2 years. Our band parents have done a fantastic job getting the kids out there, and the band directors also.
And of course, Greg LaFortune, your drum major. But I want to ask you this: when you take a look at everything you've accomplished, the whole experience, what does this mean for Sandy Creek, the community, to be here today?
The Sandy Creek community, Tyrone is a small area, and being recognized statewide like this is just tremendous for the community. Sandy Creek and Tyrone have put each other on the map.
All right. Thank you, Principal. I really appreciate it. Principal Roy Raybould from Sandy Creek, and, of course, joining us here at halftime in the AAA state championship game. And, of course, Sandy Creek, his Patriots out in front of Carrollton, the Trojans, by the count of 14-7. Still more to come here on GPB's live and exclusive coverage of the Georgia High School Association Football Championships. We'll be right back after these very important messages on GPB and GPB.org.
Country and himself.
He told one of his colleagues the great mistake of his life was having taken a military education.
Robert E. Lee on American Experience.
Broadcast of this program is made possible in part by the following.
As leaders in our communities, Georgia's locally owned and operated electric membership corporations are proud to sponsor the Georgia High School Association and to help our student athletes become the leaders of tomorrow. Georgia's electric membership corporations, lighting the way.
And by the Mabel Reader Foundation. Support comes from All American Specialties, the symbol of excellence in the awards industry since 1972. Graphic design and custom fabrication done in-house. Information available at allamericanspecialties.com.
Merry Christmas from Georgia Public Broadcasting.
Broadcast of this program is made possible in part by the following.
Sports can teach us a lot about life and a lot about ourselves, like the importance of setting goals and coming up with a plan to reach them. That's why Regions always starts by listening to you and learning what drives you each day. Then we work hard to help you get where you're going. So whether you're opening your first checking account or starting your first business, we'll handle the heavy lifting and let you enjoy the thrill of victory.
Watch GPB Sports Central with me, Gil Tyree.
I'm Mark Harmon.
I'm Nikki Noto.
And I'm John.
GPB Sports. Sorry.
Nikki Noto.
And I'm John.
GPB Sports Shoot. Dude. Yeah. Too soon.
I'm Nikki Noto.
GPB Sports Central. My bad.
And I'm John.
GPB Sports. So close.
Not even close.
Seemed close.
And I'm John.
GPB Sports Central, the leader in high school sports.
5, 7. Yes! Yes!
Welcome back live at the Georgia Dome and GPB's live and exclusive coverage of the Georgia High School Association's Football Championships. Right now, entertaining us here at halftime, the Carrollton Trojan Marching Band, Michael Cater, Band Director, David Warren, Drum Major, and Kelly Steed, 160 members strong. Let's listen in to the Trojan Marching Band here on GPB. All right, the Trojans, the marching band of Carrollton, and of course, hailing from Carrollton right now is the outstanding principal, Mark Albertus. And, as they grace us with the Christmas spirit and Christmas songs, Hark the Angels Sing, I want to wish you happy holidays to you and your family and the Carrollton family.
Oh, thank you very much, sir. I really appreciate it. And best wishes to you guys, too. Thank you for the coverage.
I want to ask you this. When you look at what you guys have accomplished under the leadership of Ray Van Teague, you have to be really proud to see this football team here today.
Oh, he's done a great job. I tell you what, he's really built a program and carried on the tradition of fine Carrollton football.
I want to ask you this, Mark. When you look at, we talk about what you guys are doing athletically. Some of the things that are being done academically at Carrollton, you have to be happy about.
Oh, truly. We've got student athletes out here. The band, the cheerleaders, the football players. I was so impressed this week. As a matter of fact, we had end-of-course tests going on and exams, getting ready for exams. And even though we had a lot going on and it was very exciting, those kids stayed focused and had a great week.
You know, you say your in-laws are watching, some of your relatives watching. We're streaming worldwide on gp.org, and of course everybody's watching us around this great United States of America.
Yes, I've got some folks up in Tennessee, relatives in Tennessee and around Atlanta, and all the Trojans that are all over the place, and again, like you say, all over the world. And I appreciate the Trojan Nation out there that are tuning in, that couldn't come to the ball game today, and we appreciate all the support.
All right, Mark, we say thank you, and thank you for joining us here on GPB. Mark Albertus, the principal for Carrollton High School, as the band leaves the football field. Now let's send to Nikki Noto, who has a special guest. Nikki, it's all yours.
Thanks, Gil. Coach, you guys picked up momentum moments before halftime. What, I guess, did your team find to put up points on the board late in the first half?
It definitely helped to go to the gun right there. Scoring is a big change of momentum. Obviously, it takes it from a 2-possession game down to 1. Hopefully, we can take this opening drive and put it in, make it a tied game again.
Absolutely. What adjustments are you going to make heading in there? I also saw that there was a little miscommunication on a few plays. How do you plan to adjust and utilize those opportunities?
I think we're going to settle into really playing Trojan football now. A little excitement starting off, and you can see what they're doing, and now we've made our adjustments. Hopefully, it'll work.
Good luck, Coach. Back to you guys in the booth.
Nikki, thank you very much. Fine job by the bands. Here we are with the Carrollton Trojans getting themselves all stretched out and ready to go. Let's take a look at the first half highlights of this AAA monster matchup. Ronnie Bell rolling, and he takes it in himself. We expected a lot of this. He can run, he can throw, pretty much do whatever he wants. And Derek Alexander, already 91 yards in this game on 14 carries. Carrollton needed a touchdown before going in, Buck, and got just that on the A.J. Barge to Josh Barge 36-yard touchdown.
What a pretty throw that was, brother to brother, and that keeps the Carrollton Trojans in this football game, trailing 14-7 as we head to the third quarter.
Let's take a look at the EMC, Georgia EMC first half statistics. And the passing yards pretty even, rushing yards going Sandy Creek's way. Again, Derek Alexander churning up a bunch of those. Total yards fairly even.
The one that jumps off the page to me, though, Chisholm, 4 catches, 33 yards. This guy's averaging almost 100 yards a game. They've contained him in the first half, which is huge for Carrollton. They know they can do it. That's a confidence builder for their defense as they head to this third quarter.
It's 14-7. You're looking live at the AAA championship game on Georgia Broadcasting. We'll be right back.
I'm Gil Tyree. For the best in high school sports coverage, watch GPB.
Sorry, Gil, these cookies are great.
Watch GPB Sports Set.
Gil, would you care for some tea?
Watch GPB.
Smoothie.
Broadcast of this program is made possible in part by the following.
As a strong, stable bank, we're always looking for opportunities to boost the vitality of our communities by supporting local events and finding financial solutions for our customers in all economic times. Regions is proud to be a partner with Georgia Public Broadcasting in building a better Georgia.
GPB would like to thank the following corporations for their generous donation of hospitality suites for this weekend's GHSA Championship Games.
Time.
Broadcast of this program is made possible in part by the following.
Need a better way to apply to college? Visit gacollege411.org and fly through applications online. Start, stop, save, change information anytime. And it's automatically transferred to all your applications. GA College 411, helping students plan, apply, and pay for college.
Give me all your aces. Ha. Read them and weep. Yes.
We're back live in the Georgia Dome for the AAA title game between Sandy Creek and Carrollton. And we've got a lot of ball game to go. These are two great teams going at it. And just when you thought, Buck, that Carrollton was going to go into the locker room with their head down, they come up with a fantastic connection. 36-yard touchdown pass. Barge to Barge. And we've got one touchdown separating these guys now.
Yeah, they score with less than a minute to go in the first half, and here's the potential momentum builder for Carrollton is they get the ball first in the second half. So if they can put together a drive here, we could have a tie ball game on our hands very shortly. This is a huge opportunity for Carrollton to get the ball first.
McMillan kicks. Telvin Brown receives at the 1. Touchback. Momentum carried him back in there. Carrollton's going to get the ball first down at the 20.
NFL and college fans may not understand that in high school, Georgia high school football, once you cross that plane, it is a dead ball. You cannot bring it out of the end zone. It is a dead ball. It's a touchback. You get it on the 20-yard line.
A.J. Barge, 4 for 8 in the first half, 74 yards, and that great touchdown pass. One interception, the one Mike Hilton picked off. Other than that, they begin at the 20, 1st and 10, with a chance to tie this thing up. Second half underway here at the Georgia Dome on Georgia Public Broadcasting. Glad you're with us. A.J. Barge under center. Snoddy nowhere to go. Well, Sandy Creek's defense wasn't laying around during halftime.
Yeah, that was Xavier Chisholm with the big play there. You know whose brother, right? Snoddy, though, they've really keyed on him and been able to contain him so far in this football game.
A little look at that, see what happened here. Well,
nice play, just hung with it.
Yep. Defensive call was flood to left side. A.J. Barge, see what he's got up his sleeve this time. He keeps it himself to the 25, maybe the 26. DJ Johnson on the fake. Oh, you just love this when you're the quarterback. When you come into the sideline to get the play from the coach, by the time the game's over, you've run about 10 miles. Look at this defense snuffing everything out, but not before Barge got some pretty good yardage. That brings him to a 3rd down at about 4. Yeah, that's Watts, Devin Watts, trying to get across the 30-yard line.
Very close.
Let's see where they mark that ball.
Another great second effort on his part to try to get to that first down stick. Good hard run, and it looks like they got it. It's a first down for the Trojans.
Drive is alive. Devin Watts.
Once again, it's Watts picking up more yards than Snoddy, and that's not normally the case for this offense. Keying on Snoddy, and that's opening up an opportunity for Watts to make some plays for the Trojans.
He was their leading carrier in the first half, 3 attempts, 17 yards. The longest, an 11-yard romp. Snoddy across the 35.
That's Snoddy with that dive play right up the middle.
Jamon Rowe on the tackle.
6-7 yards on first down and a play right up the middle. They'll take that every time. That may be Snoddy's biggest gain of the day to this point.
16 yards in the first half for Snoddy. He lines up in the backfield. A.J. Barge under center. Oh, Watts trips himself up for a loss.
And that's the downside of this kind of offense with so much trickery and ball movement and so many things can happen. A foot can be in the wrong place and boom, there you go. It's a busted play.
And it's all happening in the backfield. So if it fails back there, it's an automatic loss of yardage. Third down now for the Carrollton Trojans. Ball resting just short of the 35-yard line. Trying to keep this drive alive as we open up the second half. 9:19 to go in the third quarter. Barge, Brown, no. Looking for Telvin Brown, and Telvin's not that tall. He's going to force a punt for the Trojans. So the drive dies right there at the 34-yard line.
To the air again for Barge, and just Brown can jump, but he just threw it a little bit too high. If he'd have made that play, it would have been huge for the Trojans.
James Dugan back to punt for the Trojans.
He's a hurdler, not a high jumper.
Bruce Dukes. He's done some damage already. Back to receive for the Patriots. Whoa, high snap. Just got it away. And the punt sails out of bounds. Almost had a block there. Nothing but trouble by the looks of that. Sandy Creek's going to get the ball at about the 22-yard line and head the other way.
Punting is such a timing thing, and just that high snap puts the timing off just a little bit, and look who's there. Almost gets the block. It's Mike Hilton. He's a two-way star for these guys.
How many Mike Hiltons are there? He's everywhere.
There's only one, but it feels like he's on every play, doesn't it?
We've been talking a lot about the other guys, but that guy is a player. Mike Hilton. Ronnie Bell back at quarterback. Rolling right. Oh, Chisholm. Does he have it? He took it away from the defender. I'd like to see that again.
Looked like
he did hang on to it.
Looked like he made an interception on a ball
exactly
intended
what
for
it
him.
looked like. Fantastic catch.
Take another look at this play. It's Chisholm the ball.
This is why everybody talks about Alex. Look at that. Jonathan Jones with the tackle on the play, but he basically just ran into Chisholm, if you want to call that a tackle. Great catch. Look at that.
Yeah, Jones thought he had a pick on that play, and it looks like Chisholm picked off the pass, the one intended for him.
Second down flag on the play. Derek Alexander on the carry.
We have an illegal shift on the offense. Two men moving in motion before the snap.
Can't do that. Back him up 5 now. Chip Walker's looking for answers. Who was it? And why did you call that on my team? Looks like he's not arguing with the ref. It's something his Patriots knew better. So we got second down at the 19.
Went from second and short to second and long, which totally changes what you're going to do here on the second down play.
Got a long 8 to go. Bell gets out of trouble, or does he? No.
That's rare.
DJ Robinson on the tackle from behind. Takes down Ronnie Bell. Couldn't get away from him this time. Carrollton was coming.
He's a tough guy to sack because he's so elusive and he's so quick. That's a big play for the Carrollton defense. They get the penalty, and then they back him up 5 more yards with the sack. All of a sudden, you went from 2nd and 3 to 3rd and about 12 yards, 11 yards.
Robinson with a little help from his friends, forcing Sandy Creek into a 3rd down and 12. Bell rolling, got more company back there. That's Robinson again. Bell trying to get away from him. Bell pulls up and heaves it all by himself. It's at Mike Hilton again, but it's intercepted by Josh Barge. Josh Barge, after catching a touchdown pass from his brother AJ, comes up with a huge interception to get Carrollton back on offense. You know, Buck, that was as good as a punt when you think about it.
Yeah, it was. Great long, deep throw, but a great defensive play by Barge.
We're going to take a break right now. It's 14-7, Sandy Creek hanging on. You're watching the 2010 GHSA State Football Championship on Georgia Public Broadcasting.
On GPB is made possible in part by supporters of the Georgia High School Association, including the following.
Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life.
Schools, I mean, it wasn't going to be a... We're back live in the Georgia Dome. It's a good one. Sandy Creek leading Carrollton 14-7. 7 minutes to go in the third quarter, and Carrollton coming up with a huge interception. That was Josh Barge. A lot of folks coming out for both schools. A nice crowd out here in the Georgia Dome.
The result wasn't great, but Ronnie Bell showed the arm strength there. He can throw the ball a long way. But a nice play, basically playing center field by Barge. Come up with a big turnover. You remember, Carrollton turned the ball over in the first half and couldn't do anything with it. This is, or actually Sandy Creek, this is Carrollton's opportunity now to take advantage of a Sandy Creek turnover.
And they're up at the line now. A.J. Barge in the shotgun this time. Orchestrating a play. And a lot of east to west running there. Marcel Monago with the carry. Picked up 5 yards.
Hard hit there. Nice open field tackle. He was coming in motion. There you go. It's that wing tee again. Hand it to the guy in motion.
A lot of east to west running, hoping a hole will come open. Not much there. They do pick up 4.5. Barge, Snoddy. Oh, he's turning up some yards, just short of the first down. See where they mark the forward progress. Should be around the 50-yard line. If they do, it'll be about 1.5 yards short.
Snoddy hasn't picked up a lot of yards today, but man, the yards he has picked up have been tough, hard-earned ones right up the middle. He's a tough kid. Hadn't really had a chance to get outside and show his speed today, but he is showing his toughness.
Third down. We'll call it a long one. Barge again. Quarterback sneak. Looks like it's going to be good enough.
Everybody in the building knew what was coming on that play, but they still convert on third and almost 2 yards with the quarterback sneak.
It worked in the first half, and they do give him the first down. About the 48.5 yard line. Carrollton trying to keep it going. Trying to tie this ball game up. A.J. Barge in the shotgun. Telvin Brown in motion. The give is to Brown. Looking for something. Slippery man down to about the 40-yard line. Picked up some good blocks, but he slipped past a few others. Stephon Austin with the tackle.
He's the guy you want to get in space. When he gets outside, it gives him an opportunity to create something with that speed and with that hurdling ability that he has from track. Look at him with some open field there. He's able to make a couple of shifty moves. Sandy Creek calls a timeout now. But what a great run by Telvin Brown. Big play for the Trojans.
Well, it's been a good one so far. We got 5 minutes left in this third quarter. Carrollton trying to keep it going. Can't really, all these possessions are very important, very valuable Why don't we listen to, well, we got him on the screen there, Coach Chip Walker. Been coaching all these years. What does he like about it? Here's Coach.
Being around the kids. I love being around those kids and watching them grow and develop and you know, just you'll see good days and you'll see bad days, but watching those kids grow into young men and seeing them achieve things that they've set as goals, becoming well-rounded people in the classroom, off the field, on the field, and so that you know, that's the big thing about it. Is, you know, I guess they keep you feeling young. I don't know.
Maybe we should get into coaching, okay?
Speak for yourself, Buck.
A lot more good days than bad days at Sandy Creek these days. 28 straight wins.
I'll tell you what, you appreciate all the coaches, all the teachers at each school. It's not a 9-to-5 job, folks. It's time consuming, a lot of love involved. A.J. Barge back to pass this time. Looking for his brother again. And it's Mike Hilton with the interception, his second of the game. A.J. Barge going for broke. And Sandy Creek gets the ball back. Nothing but plays being made on both sides of the ball. And this,
a little bit of a surprise here to go for it all in this situation, but they did. I think they thought they might be able to catch Sandy Creek off guard. Kind of throws it up for grabs. There's 3 white shirts and only 1 black one there in the end zone. Nice play by Hilton. That guy's made a lot of great plays in this game already. Good pass, but Hilton just went up and made a great play.
Wow. So, Hilton saves the day for Sandy Creek. And they head back the other way. 1st and 10 at the 20. There goes Derek Alexander looking for room. He's on the outside, and he's brought down by Jonathan Jones. Nice tackle.
He ran a long way to only get 1 yard.
Long way. A lot of these offensive line coaches will tell you, quit that east-west running stuff, son. Find a hole and go. Not a lot going there. He had to stretch it out. Great tackle by Jones.
Sideline's your best friend if you're a defensive player on a play like that.
It's the extra player. 2nd down. 9.5 to go. Patriots with the ball. Well, Alexander does not tire easily. He gets the ball again, this time up the gut for about 4 yards. Make that about 4.5. 2nd down. That's going to bring up 3rd down now for the Patriots.
That was north to south there.
That's what the offensive line coach likes to see.
Third and 6.
We got them bunched up out wide right. Bell. Trimble. And looks like another Patriot 1st down. Always love to see those receivers catch with their hands. Works every time. Take another look at that. Bell's got some good zip in that arm. You catch with your hands, good things happen. So 1st down for the Patriots. They're moving. On the 32, Ronnie Bell. Derek Alexander. Well, the ball's on the ground. Carrollton recovers. That's Alan Walthall with the recovery. Alexander puts the ball on the ground.
Aaron Brown is the guy who stripped the football right there. Number 7, Aaron Brown makes a great defensive play, a tackle and a strip.
And that's the guy you were talking about in pregame, Buck. He was there, Johnny on the spot.
Junior linebacker coach on the field. Great play. Turnovers are even now. It's Carrollton's chance once again to try to capitalize on that. They can even this game up.
Getting another chance here. Barge under center. Snoddy churning up some yards. Picked up about 4. Jamon Rowe with a tackle. Neither is these teams very friendly to themselves. very hard on themselves so far. A lot of big turnovers.
Wouldn't be surprised to see a heavy dose of Snoddy at this part of the field.
Snoddy again. Across the 20. Bulldozing his way across the 20. It's going to be close to another Trojans first down.
Snoddy's your guy. He's the guy that got you here. He's a safe option up the middle. He's going to pick up a few yards and hopefully keep moving those chains. That's what Carrollton's thinking, and it's good and safe because they've had a couple of miscues in the passing game.
Number 95, Gavin Rocker, with a tackle on the play. Took a few guys to make that tackle. All right, what do we got going on the field here? They're going to measure. It's close. Yes or no, Buck? Yes or no?
No. It's just a little short, about a foot.
Yep. That close.
Fine work by our camera crews.
So it's third down.
Third and short. I'm thinking high percentage play here.
Deep into the third quarter. Carrollton trying to complete a scoring drive. Needing inches for a first down, and it's Barge again. Buck, you could have called that one.
Yeah, once again, everybody in the stadium knew what was going to happen there, but Barge, he gets that initial burst on the sneak, decides which way he's going to take, and he seems to be picking up 2 or 3 yards every time.
Just puts that long, tall body across the line, and he's got another first down. 17-yard line for the Trojans. They're marching. Chip Walker trying to figure out how to stop these guys. Snoddy finds a crack. He's inside the 15 to about the 12. Xavier Chisholm on the tackle.
More tough, hard yards right up the middle for Snoddy. Broderick Snoddy, man, he's picking up maybe 3 or 4 yards per carry. Nothing flashy so far today. But, man, that's a tough kid getting the tough yards down inside the 20-yard line. Look at the day, 12 carries for 41 yards. Probably not up to par with his normal average, but that was a huge run right there for the Trojans.
Well, that was Devin Watts this time. Looks like we've got an injury on the play. Nope, he gets back up. Chaz Johnston went down briefly. Looks like he's going to be all right. Brings up a third down.
Third and short.
This is Carrollton's game. Digging out the yards. Charging. Big third down play. Got to keep this drive alive. They're at the 12. Needing inches for another first down. Check that 7-yard line. Snoddy taking it wide. And he's met by a host of Patriots. You name it, they were in on the tackle.
Got away from the sneak on that play.
Williams
went with Snoddy, and the Sandy Creek defense was ready for it. He fought as hard as he could, but it was one against too many.
Why, even Mike Hilton was in on that play.
Of course he was. Mike Hilton's on every play, isn't he?
They're going to have bad dreams. They're going to have bad dreams about Mike Hilton. He's everywhere.
Look out for number 28.
Fourth down play. They're at the 9-yard line. Needing 2. Oh, and he's had to overthrow him. That was Zach Gordon, the intended receiver. Nothing doing. Sandy Creek takes over. I'll tell you what, that Sandy Creek defense is all that. I didn't see an open receiver anywhere.
Now, 2 good defenses, and Carrollton really had a chance here to even this ball game up. That was a huge opportunity for them, because how many chances are you going to be inside the 10-yard line against the Sandy Creek defense? They come up with nothing.
Well, they stop him here again, they'll get another shot. First and 10 at the 9. Alexander. Small package, but tough enough to take it up the middle. Tevin McCoy with the tackle. That's the end of the third quarter. Can you believe it? Still 14-7, Sandy Creek. You're watching the 2010 GHSA State Football Championship on Georgia Public Broadcasting.
DVDs of today's game can be purchased at ghsa.tv for $24.95 plus tax plus $5.95 shipping and handling.
Broadcast of this program is made possible in part by the following.
The Mabel Reader Foundation.
Booth Western Art Museum in Cartersville, presenting Ansel Adams, A Legacy, featuring 130 photographs of Adams' celebrated American photography and rarely seen images. On exhibit from September 25th through February 20th, 2011. boothmuseum.org.
What's the word I'm looking for here? Help me. 2 letters. No, not how we do this. All right, watch.
Let's see what you got. You're all talking, man. Come
Watch
on,
this.
Let's go.
Oh, man. Nice. Nice. Ball is down. Kick is up. Kick is good. Not.
Yeah, who's laughing now?
Broadcast of this program is made possible in part by the following.
Competing, learning, achieving. Sportsmanship builds character on the field and off. As leaders in our communities, Georgia's locally owned and operated electric membership corporations are proud to sponsor the Georgia High School Association and to help our student athletes become the leaders of tomorrow. Georgia's electric membership corporations, lighting the way.
Time.
This is GPB, television worth sharing with everyone in Georgia.
Glad you're with us, everybody. Ken Rodriguez, Buck Lanford, and the AAA final, Sandy Creek and Carrollton. It's a good one, and we're building up to a big finish. Now be sure to stay tuned to GPB between games for live on the Georgia Dome field action and commentary on the games, as well as a chance to make a pledge to Georgia Public Broadcasting and win Falcons, Hawks, and Thrashers tickets. Wow, Buck, have you seen my Thrashers?
Your Thrashers.
Well,
tough night last night for the Thrashers, but playing some great hockey. 6 games in a row at home before last night's loss to the Avalanche.
They're a good bunch. Here we go with the fourth quarter, second down. Ronnie Bell back to pass, and it's broken up. Pass broken up. Ronnie Bell trying to make something happen there. Patriots stuck on the 11-yard line right now as third down comes along. There's my man, Tevin McCoy.
He's usually involved if something happens, doesn't he?
Something very bad happened at Sandy Creek. Number 90 was in the area.
Huge third down for the Carrollton defense. They could get the ball back with good field position if they can hold it here.
Bell. He's in trouble again. And there are those legs churning some yards. He's got the first down already, and he's down at the 30. Austin Collins with the tackle, but not before a first down had been made.
And that's the problem with defending this guy. You've got to respect his arm strength. He can make all the throws, but he can also do this. He's a handful for a defensive line, and for that matter, a defensive secondary to handle.
Almost looked like he pulled up about 10 yards short and said, which way should I go? The game moves a lot slower for a young man like Ronnie Bell. Watch right here. There we go. I'll stop right here.
Big first down for Sandy Creek. Carrollton needed a stop there.
Early moments of the fourth and final quarter of the AAA title game on GPB. We're glad you could join us. Bell. Alexander finds a quick pop. Looks like he'll get about 6 yards out of that. 5. Small package, but good things come out of that guy. Look at that.
Tripped up early on the play, but falling forward, moving forward, and it turns out to be a pretty good play. 5 yards for Alexander up the middle. He's been a handful for Carrollton.
He runs with his head up. It's good to see. Got great vision. Like you said, tripped up. Otherwise, that would have been long gone. Alexander meets a whole bunch of new friends. Antonio Baker on the tackle.
Nice play. Alexander tries to go up high, and Antonio Baker just basically intercepted him right into the loving arms of big number 37.
Oh, mercy.
Another big third down opportunity for Carrollton. Third and about 4 yard lines. About 4 to go. It looks like somebody's calling a timeout here, though. It's the ref.
We'll let him have one.
Some equipment issues, it looked like, for our guy Antonio Baker after that nice interception he had of Alexander on the last play.
Well, maybe Alexander did some damage after all.
Looks like it's all straightened out now. We're ready for some football.
Folks, you're watching the best of Georgia high school football. We're glad Georgia Public Broadcasting can bring it to you. Ronnie Bell gonna try it again on third down. Alexander, oh, that's Bell keeping it around the left end.
Nice ball fake. It looked like everyone bit right up the middle, and Bell just scooted around the outside, but it looked like he may have been stopped short. Well, maybe not.
He certainly fooled me. Let's see if they measure this one. Well, it looks like they're going to give it to him.
It was very close, but if you look at the end of the play, I'm not sure anything was down. It looked like he may have rolled over the top of the defender and picked up that extra couple of inches he needed for the first down.
Chip Walker sending Ronnie Bell in with the play. Had something extra to say there.
2 key third down conversions for Sandy Creek.
Ronnie Bell 7 of 14 so far. Mr. Alexander takes a hard shot.
I saw an awesome block. I got to figure out who that was.
That's your guy again.
Somebody took Aaron Brown out on the play, it looked like to me. Keep your eye on number 7 here.
I think it was Aaron Baker.
I was blocked by who it was. But man, what a great block that was to spring Alexander around the corner. There it is again. It's who else? It's 28. Boom. Are you kidding me? It's Michael Hilton. Of course it is.
These guys are going to sleep well tonight. Just over a minute gone by. Oh! There's our guy, Tevin McCoy, with a tackle in the backfield. A huge play. McCoy getting very acquainted with the Sandy Creek backfield.
Look at that. No one touched him. He was in the backfield as soon as the ball was. Great play by Tevin McCoy. And now it's 3rd and long for the 3rd straight time for Sandy Creek. They converted the first 2, but Carrollton keeps giving themselves chances to get a stop.
Only a junior, and he's acting like it's another day at the office, Tevin McCoy. 3rd and long. Alexander trying to find a hole.
And they got it. Carrollton, that is.
He came up with a big stop.
It's our guy, Aaron Brown. Taken out on a big block a couple of plays ago, dusts himself off and gets up and makes a great play. Man, he wouldn't let go. Had a piece of a towel or something, and that gave enough time for the rest of the defense to swarm around and make a huge 3rd down stop. Now Carrollton going to get the ball back with plenty of time left on the clock.
Sandy Creek hoping for the big pop. Didn't happen for him. So Austin Collins is going to be back to receive the punt as Mitchell McMillan punts this ball away. Collins sheds a tackler. Runs out of bounds at about the 32-yard line. Carrollton's going to take over with another chance to tie this game up. Well, how about this game yesterday, Buck? In overtime.
Man, that was a great game.
I tell you what, Heartbreak City for Calhoun, second year in a row. Buford.
Great comeback for Calhoun to get back in that game.
Nobody hanging their heads. And Chattahoochee, what a great story, dropping down to Quad A and coming up with a state championship. Stars Mill, a fantastic year. Every one of these teams with their large support group doing a fine job this season. There's Snoddy on 1st and 10, gets a big chunk of it.
I think we're looking at Snoddy's longest gain of the day, about 9 yards on that play, churning those legs. Notice how he didn't stop on the play. Huge first down play for Carrollton.
Earlier today in the single A final, it was Clinch County over Savannah Christian, 24-14. That was a hard-fought game. And later tonight, it's the 5A matchup between the Brookwood Broncos and Colquitt County Packers.
True North versus South battle there.
GPB working overtime to bring you these games. Snoddy again. First down. Buck, we need a nickname. Broderick the Burner Snoddy just doesn't do it for me just yet.
I'll get
Broderick
to work
the
on
Bulldozer.
4.37.40 though. Burner's pretty good. 100-meter and 200-meter state champ in AAA. This kid can run. Heading to Georgia Tech, verbally committed to play for Paul Johnson next year.
Well, Coach Johnson's got a good one on the way. Give us to Watts. And that looked good enough for about 3 yards. Carrollton's moving the ball. They just got to close the deal. At the other end of the field. 14-7, 6:58, 6:57 left in this game. Precious possession here.
And no reason to get in a hurry for Carrollton. They need to do what they do, run the football. They have plenty of time on the clock to tie this game up.
Barge in the center. Inside, Watts. And he brings it out across the 50. Nice little chunk of yardage.
You talk about all the with what they like to do with the wing tee and hiding the ball. There we just saw a reverse. That's the first reverse that we've seen today, and that it looked like it caught Sandy Creek off guard a little bit. I know it caught these two middle-aged guys in the booth off guard a little.
Third down. About a yard and a half. Barge again. A little closer this time. We'll see. Peeling back the bodies. Barge is already out of there. Going to the sideline maybe to pick up a play. Maybe believes he's already got it. Looks like they're going to measure.
Given 5:52 left in the game and the situation is a 4-down situation anyway, you're not punting the ball if it's 4th and inches. But Barge, man, that quarterback sneak, that's a gimme, 2 yards almost every time. Looks like he got it.
How about that? The drive is alive. 5:52 left in the game. Carrollton driving. First down at the Sandy Creek 47. DJ Johnson takes a shot, still ticking. They're going to mark it at the, bringing it back. Where are they?
Haven't seen a lot of DJ Johnson today touching the ball. A little misdirection there, caught everybody off guard, picks up a nice gain on first down.
Spotted at the 42-yard line. Somewhere out there, Mike Hilton is looming.
Look out for 28.
Barge to pass. He's got his brother. Oh, that's right.
And there's the flag.
They got the call.
Without a pass interference on that, it's a touchdown, though. It was a great throw. Barge had good position on the defender. That was going to be 6 points for Carrollton. So pass interference may have been the best defensive play there.
Josh jumping up, asking the ref if he saw it. He had already thrown the flag. And the Trojans remain in business on this drive. They'll get the ball at the 27. Fresh set of downs. Clock under 5 minutes now. Carrollton needs to score on this drive. Snoddy finds a crease, bowls over a couple of tacklers, and he's inside the 20. Gavin Rocker on the tackle.
Snoddy's one of those guys who just gets stronger as the game goes on. He kind of wears you down, pounding up the middle, wears you down throughout the game, and now he's picking up bigger chunks of yardage as we get to the closing minutes of the fourth quarter.
We'll be passing out the aspirin after this game on that Sandy Creek defense, because he is a load. Second down and less than a yard. Well, your guess is as good as mine. Broderick Snoddy got the watch.
Somebody had a shoestring, it looked like. The old shoestring tackle.
I thought it was Meadowlark Lemon out there making the handoff. First down, Carrollton. 4:14, 4:13, 4:12.
Lots of time left in this game, but Carrollton back inside the 15-yard line again. They couldn't convert last time. They turned the ball over. Don't want to do that here.
Barge keeps it. Follows Snoddy through the hole and gets down to around the 10-yard line. Nice little pickup there, keeping the pressure on the Sandy Creek defense. There he is.
You know, Dickey's supposed to be the running quarterback, Dallas Dickey, but Barge can run the ball as well. He's a pretty good dual threat himself. He's got a nice arm. He's shown us a couple of good passes today, and he's good in short yardage situations.
Second down. Watch this time. I was waiting to make sure he had the ball. And he goes inside the 5-yard line. Carrollton on the move.
You weren't the only one. Snoddy was almost tackled all the way to the ground, and he didn't have the ball. If you watch the replay here, look, the fake to Snoddy. They held on to him, and instead, it's almost a touchdown for Carrollton. Inside the 5-yard line. First and goal.
When in doubt, tackle somebody. Anybody. First and goal on the 4. 3:13 left in this game. Carrollton trying to tie this thing up. Not a bad play for a quarterback sneak. They've got a gap, but it's Watts again. A lot of white jerseys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 white jerseys making the tackle.
We talked about it earlier, how much tougher and nastier a defensive front gets when you get down inside their 5-yard line. And that's exactly what happened there with Sandy Creek. They were not going to allow him to get around that corner. A host of fighting Patriots on the tackle.
Jamal Ware, Chaz Johnston among the tacklers. Patriots trying to hold the fort.
Nice drive they put together here. They got to finish it off, though, if they want to get back in this football game.
2:16 left. Oh, the ball's on the ground again. Who's going to get it? Sandy Creek recovers. Quintese Williams. And Mike Hilton coming out of that pile, too. Sandy Creek recovers.
Tough break for Telvin Brown. He was trying to get that extra yard, trying to get into the end zone.
Under 2 minutes to go, you're watching the 2010 GHSA State Football Championship on GPB.
On GPB is made possible in part by supporters of the Georgia High School Association, including the following.
We're back live at the Georgia Dome with another look at this play. Telvin Brown with a carry, trying to stretch it out and gives up the ball.
That was Jamal Ware making a great literal heads-up play as he knocks the ball loose with his helmet. And guess who recovers the fumble? It's 48 Quintezy Williams. This is a guy who transferred to Sandy Creek from Westlake. What a great acquisition it turned out to be for Sandy Creek. He joined the Fighting Patriots, who were already great, and just made them a little bit better.
Desperation drive by the Carrollton Trojans, snuffed out with that fumble. Now it's up to the defense to try to get the ball back.
Telvin stretching out, just trying to get that thing into the end zone, trying to make a play. Instead, it was Ware making a great play for Sandy Creek. A huge turnover inside the 5-yard line again.
These guys are leaving it all out there on the field. Telvin Brown trying to stretch out just a little more yardage. Had that ball slapped away. 1:59 left in this game. Sandy Creek on offense. Trying to hang on. Ronnie Bell all by himself on the bootleg. He's got some room, and he's tackled from behind, out of bounds at the 40. Darian Hill with the tackle. All by his lonesome.
Fooled everybody on this play. Ronnie Bell, this was a run from the get-go. Bootleg, tucks it, hides it around the outside. Everyone jammed the middle to try to stop the run. Bell picks up a huge first down.
Silky smooth runner, looks calm as he's running, picking his way through the defense. And when he saw he had nothing, he throttled back a little bit.
Whole different situation when you're in the shadow of your own end zone, and now you're out on the 39-yard line.
Clock is draining. 1:33, 1:32 left in this game. Alexander up the gut. He trips himself up. Oh, one of those grass blades, artificial grass blades came up and bit him. Derek Alexander had nothing but 6 in front of him.
I don't think he could believe how much green was in front of him.
Oh, goodness, he is just kicking himself right now. Made one last move there to get the angle on the defense. That's right, you got to pick up your knees.
What a huge hole the Carrollton offensive, or the Sandy Creek offensive line gave him, though, this late in the game. First downs, keep the clock moving. That's exactly what they're doing.
They're at the 36. Alexander gets it again. And under that pile is Tevin McCoy.
Carrollton does have all 3 of their timeouts remaining.
Timeout, defense.
Now they have 2. But with 1:05 left in the game, it's time to start calling them. You got to have a stop here. It's second down. You still got another chance if you can stop them here and get the ball back. 2 timeouts to go.
Goodness gracious, it's everything we thought it would be. The intensity, certainly. Let's take a look at Ray Van Teague. These guys are in it for the love of coaching and the kids. Ray Van Teague.
I love the interaction with the kids, the community. I do think that this is a calling. I think that God has blessed me with the opportunity to service communities and young people. So many of our young people are in need of adult male role models, and I feel like that I'm able to put together a staff that has those qualities and that can expose people to the principles and the godliness that we're trying to get across.
Well put. So many of life's lessons learned through the game of football.
Hey, credit to both these defenses. One team averaging 38 a game, the other averaging 45 a game, and we got a 14-7 ball game.
But not disappointed because the intensity has been incredible. Alexander again, Tevin McCoy with the tackle.
And of course, Carrollton calls that second timeout. That play only took 4 seconds off the clock. Huge third down. This is the game. If Carrollton wants to have any chance, they've got to stop them here on third down. Call that final timeout and get the ball back.
Carrollton still hanging to a thread of hope. Chip Walker trying to keep his offense going, churning up some yards, churning up some clock. 1:01 left in this game. Can Carrollton stop them? Chip Walker deferring to his defensive coach there. DVDs of this game and all 5 championship games can be ordered at ghsa.tv. That's ghsa.tv to order your state championship game on DVD. They want to log on right away for this one. No matter how it ends, it's been a good one. 2 of the best, Sandy Creek and Carrollton. But Carrollton's got to come up with a stop right here. Alexander keeping it on the ground. Austin Collins on the tackle.
So they call their final timeout. 57 seconds left. A team that's primarily a run team but can throw the ball on occasion will likely resort to the passing game from here on out.
Let me remind you to stay tuned to GPB between games for live on the Georgia Dome Field action and commentary on the games, as well as a chance to make a pledge to Georgia Public Broadcasting and win Falcons, Hawks, and Thrashers tickets. That's the deal. Anyone, you know, the season ended today for any 3 of those teams, they'd be in the playoffs. All of them.
Times are good.
Wish the season would end today.
No, I'm enjoying it.
Don't you go anywhere after this game. We got another good one coming up. Brookwood and Colquitt. Brookwood Broncos. 1 loss this year, and that was to Decula very early in the season. Brookwood no stranger to the postseason. Neither is Colquitt. That's coming up at 8 tonight on Georgia Public Broadcasting. 4th down.
Like Carrollton's going to have to stop him one more time.
Sandy Creek calling a timeout.
Sandy Creek lining up to go for it rather than punt it deep down, possibly inside the 5-yard line.
A little squib kick, I would think.
I guess you run the risk of it going into the end zone and only picking up about, what, 13 yards on the exchange.
You are the mathematician.
14, sorry.
Let's check in with Coach Walker. Let him tell us what's so special about this Patriots team of his.
This year's team, people didn't expect us to be able. We lost a lot of big names. I think was the big thing from last year. You know, we lost Rajon Neal, we lost Isaiah Johnson, we lost a lot of guys who had started for a long time, and I think that people, you know, some people might have anticipated it being a 1-year deal where our team was pretty good last year. But our guys have worked extremely hard since last January. You know, we played in the state championship December the 10th or 11th or whatever it was, and we started back on January the 7th. So those guys have been working, and they've really put in a lot of hard work and time and effort into making this year special. And their goal was to do something that last year's team didn't do, which was go 15-0. And obviously, we win the state championship, we'll be 15-0.
Right now, they got a 28-game win streak on the line. Complete! Yes! Alex Chisholm out at the 2-yard line. What a grab! Even the refs are looking up at the big boy to see if he got his feet in bounds.
And all day long we've been saying, where's Alex Chisholm? Where's Alex Chisholm? Well, here he is. He's showing you exactly what he can do here. He goes up and gets the ball, and look at him get his foot in bounds. He certainly does.
Yes, he did.
Play. A huge play on 4th and long for Sandy Creek. The kind of play that seals a 15-0 season and a state championship.
And the Trojans know it. Jonathan Jones walking back to the defensive huddle, slightly dejected. There's still hope. There's still a chance for a turnover. 47 seconds left.
No timeouts left for Carrollton.
That hurt. Sandy Creek 39-2 since 2008. And that's all they need to do right now.
Victory formation for Sandy Creek. You know, Coach mentioned Isaiah Johnson a few minutes ago. I see him when I'm covering Georgia Tech, and he's still talking about Sandy Creek and how good this team is.
Sandy Creek watching the clock drain. Nothing Carrollton can do about this.
They're going to have to snap it one more time, and they'll be state champions.
Coach Walker still has his head in the game, trying to get his kids back on the line. The snap.
Clock still counting down, but this one's over.
5, 4. Congratulations to Chip Walker and the Sandy Creek Patriots, the AAA state champions. Back-to-back titles, last year in Quad A, this year in AAA, the first time that's ever been done.
Only the third school ever to win them in different classifications in back-to-back years. Sandy Creek was the first one to go from a larger classification to a smaller classification. But you can't deny what a great game Carrollton played today as well. They held this high-scoring Sandy Creek offense to only 14 points, but in the end, it was Alex Chisholm, the man we talked about all during the pregame, who had a quiet day, makes a giant play to seal a state championship for Tyrone, Georgia.
A great matchup, 14-7 the final. Carrollton, lots of troubles in the red zone where they've been great this season. 59 trips into the red zone this season. They've gotten points 53 times, but not so today. Only 7 points, but what a fine season, undefeated. Their season ends at 14-1. Sandy Creek 15-0, and now 29-0 is that win streak of theirs.
Turnovers. They'll kill you, and that's exactly what happened to Carrollton. Two of their turnovers came inside the 10-yard line, and those hurt even worse because you know you're about to tie this game or you have an opportunity to.
Look at some of these final stats. Alexander was a horse. The little guy was a horse, 131 yards rushing. Bell with 8 completions today, only 1 interception.
Chisholm quiet with 6 catches for 72 yards, but that last catch, that 32-yarder, was a huge one.
Let the celebration begin.
Snoddy 17 carries for 65 yards for Carrollton. Fighting Patriots enjoying it with their classmates.
That's got to be a great feeling. And they've done it 2 years in a row now. What a solid program.
Last year they were the first school in the history of Fayette County to win a state championship. And now they're making it an every year occurrence.
There's a party going on out here. The Georgia Dome, Georgia Public Broadcasting, and the AAA Championship. Sandy Creek the winner, 14-7.
Tip your caps to both teams' defenses. Both came up with big plays when they needed to, and both contained really high-powered, high-flying offenses in a surprisingly low-scoring ball game. 14-7 the final. Sandy Creek over Carrollton.
Well, they were ready for each other defensively anyway. That's for sure. There were a lot of stars in this game. Mike Hilton's name kept coming up.
And Carrollton said, hey, you know what? Alex Chisholm's not going to beat us. You're going to have to beat us somewhere else. And Alexander stepped up in a big way.
Well, let's send it down to Gil Tyree for the trophy presentation. Sandy Creek, your state champs. Gil.
All right, Ken, outstanding job between you and Buck calling this football game here today. A historic day yesterday for Buford and Chattahoochee, and a historic day for Sandy Creek. Now let's go upstairs to the Georgia Dome PA announcer, Phil Davis.
Congratulate these two fine teams on their outstanding performance. This was probably one of the hardest fought games we have had so far. State Farm is proud to provide medals and trophies for all state championship events. On the podium for today's presentation, our Executive Director, Dr. Ralph Swearingen of the Georgia High School Association, and Mr. Mark Harmon of Georgia Public Broadcasting, and State Farm agents Jill Duncan, Craig Evans, and Nelson Carpe. At this time, let's give a great big round of applause for the 2010 State AAA runner-up. Let's give a great big hand for the Trojans from Carrollton High School. And now for the state champion presentation, we turn it over to Georgia Public Television's Mark Harmon.
Thank you, everybody. It is time now to present the AAA State Championship Trophy to Sandy Creek. And to do the honors, we have the Executive Director of the GHSA, Dr. Ralph Swearigan.
All right. Congratulations. Congratulations, Sandy Creek. Right now, I'm going to ask that two members of the State Farm team, Craig Evans, Nelson Carpe, come forward to give you that wonderful trophy that I know you've been working so hard for.
Excuse me.
Coach, team, on behalf of State Farm Insurance, we would like to present you with this state championship trophy. Congratulations.
Let's go.
Congratulations to the Sandy Creek Patriots. Let's talk to a couple of players right off the bat, and then we'll get to the coach. Ronnie Bell, tell us what this victory means to you and your teammates tonight.
We worked so hard for this. From January, all our goal was to win the state championship, and this means so much to win for the second time. I love everybody out here, man. I love y'all.
Alex, you made a fantastic catch there at the end of the game. Talk about winning this team, how tough a challenge it was out there, 14-7.
It was a tough game. We came through at the end, never gave up. We just played our hearts. That's all we knew how to do. And we just came through with a W. We got it done. It was dirty, but we got it done. I'm happy.
Let me ask you guys something. 29 in a row, back-to-back state championships. It's got to be a great feeling.
It feels good knowing that we're the first team in Fayette County to go 15-0 and win the state championship. It means a lot. I want to thank all the fans out there, though. Everybody from Sandy Creek. I love y'all.
All right, let's talk to the head coach now, Chip Walker. Chip, congratulations, outstanding job once again. You told me at the beginning of this season, I was down there in the hot, sweltering days of August, that you had a special team. You guys ran the table. You're now 29-0 and back-to-back state champions.
Yeah, there's no doubt it's a special team. It's a special group of young men who have worked extremely hard to get to this point, and I'm so proud of what they've done. It's unbelievable to be undefeated and win our second consecutive state championship.
It was a tough game. Carrollton played the whale of a game as well. Defensively, it was a tough game.
Carrollton's a great program. Coach T does a great job with those guys, and they had an outstanding year as well. It was just a hard-fought victory. We were just proud of our guys, all the hard work they put in starting in January, and everything that they've gone through. It was just an unbelievable moment.
I got to think it's going to be a hot time in Tyrone tonight.
there ain't no doubt we're going to celebrate in Tyrone tonight.
Congratulations to the Sandy Creek Patriots, back-to-back state champions in the state of Georgia. Now, we further continue our coverage of the championship games on GPB. It's time now to get ready for the 5A championship game between Brookwood and Colquitt County. All right, we welcome you to the GPB Sports Central tailgate party. 4 champions have been crowned right now. It's been Beaufort, it's been Chattahoochee, it's been also Clinch County, and add the name Sandy Creek right now, and still to come the 5A tussle game between Colquitt County and Brookwood. We'll take a look at that football game and what will come in prime time here at GPB. John Nelson sets the stage for a 5A tussle straight ahead here on GPB.
The 5A championship game matches up 2 storied programs and 2 talented coaches. It's Colquitt County taking on Brookwood. It's Rush Probst of the Packers matching X's and O's with Mark Cruz of the Broncos. Now the Packers got off to a rocky start this season, losing their first 3 games. And at one point, they were 5-5. But 4 straight playoff victories puts the Packers just 1 win away from a state title.
You know, it's gratifying. Obviously, you're satisfied to be here. You know, I think that this football team, more than any football team I've had, and I've had a bunch of them, is that the resiliency and the fight, the determination, all those words that people sort of overlook or don't talk enough about are very prevalent inside our football program, and our kids just want to find a way to win.
The Packers are the only 3 seeds still alive in the playoffs, and they are red hot right now.
I think that we talk so much about the second season and it being the most important season. It's in our locker room, and we talk a lot about it. Talk a lot about November and December football and playing your best. Why do you do what you do in the off season with the summer training, the off season work, the spring practice, if you don't want to play football come this time of year? So I think our kids just took it to heart, and they're ready to play.
The Brookwood Broncos will also be ready to play, and Coach Mark Cruz says a lot of the team's success, a 13-1 record, comes from senior leadership.
I think one of our strengths is our senior leadership. I don't know that you can see that on camera, but I think you could probably see that in every team that makes it this far. The togetherness of the team and the cohesiveness of their effort. But, you know, we also got some special players as well.
The Broncos won a state title in 1996, and this is their first trip back to the championship game since 2005. The city of Snellville is fired up.
Our whole community supports us so well all the time. You know, our community is one that rallies behind us and keeps us in the road. So we're happy that we can bring them down here to the championship game.
So it's Brookwood and Colquitt County colliding later tonight with a state 5A title on the line.
All right, Mark Harmon, thank you. That will set the stage for what should be a dynamic 5A tussle here on GPB, Colquitt County and Brookwood. We say, Mark Harmon, thank you. You know, one of the perks of this job is you have an opportunity to hang out with beautiful people. And I have 2 beautiful people on my right and left, the Falcon cheerleaders, Danita Clark and Jana Bagwell. Ladies, I want to say welcome to the program. You graced the stage oh so well.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
You know, the role of a cheerleader, and of course the high school cheerleaders are here tonight participating for their various schools, and you have an opportunity to play and really work for one of the best football teams right now in the National Football League. Danita, talk a little bit about that.
Well, it's an honor to be on the sidelines. This year has been especially exciting for us as an organization. We're 10-2, and everyone is behind us and supporting us. We want to make it to the Super Bowl, but we're taking it one game at a time. And as a cheerleading program, we have done so much this season with our calendar shoot, with getting new uniforms, and just really pushing out into the community. It's been an honor and exciting 2010 season.
Well, you know, it's an honor to have you, and it's also an honor to have Jana Bagwell. Jana, we're going to have an opportunity, as you, the Atlanta Falcons, are partnering with GPB right now to offer tickets to Falcon football games. We have it up right now for $250, a chance to participate, and we have it on screen right now. And you see a pair of tickets to a Falcons game. And, of course, the Falcons right now, the best team in the National Football League. They play at Carolina tomorrow, but they have Seattle and then New Orleans and Carolina at the end. And, you know, those 2 games in New Orleans and Carolina are opportunities for everybody. They see the game right now, January 2nd, will be the Carolina football game. You can call that number 1-800-222-4788. And I want to piggyback off of what I talked to Danita about. You know, your role as a Falcon cheerleader, it has to be something special, not only for what you've done this year, but for just participating in what is a great group of girls.
Yes, sir. It has been amazing. It's been a blessing. I'm a rookie this season, so experiencing the Dome experience as a whole, the new concept of the New South for the cheerleaders this year is just, it's so special. It's a blessing each and every day, so we're excited.
What do you tell young ladies who are out there watching this program right now on GPB who want to be like you and want to be like Danita?
Well, trust me that every girl that is on our team right now is exactly where young ladies are right now in their life, in their stages. Sky is the limit for you. You know, everybody has a goal, and if you set your dreams high and you go for what you're doing, you're going to make it there. So I just tell them to keep trying and keep pushing. It's an amazing experience, and they'd love it.
And that's what it's all about. You know, it's inspiring young people, and you have an opportunity as a partner with us at GPB, along with the Atlanta Falcons, to get a pair of tickets for $250 to a Falcons football game. That game will be January 2nd against the Carolina Panthers right here in the Georgia Dome. An opportunity to give back to this great community, this great state of Georgia, and be a part of what these two young ladies have accomplished. They are definitely role models. And Danita, I want to piggyback off of what I asked Jana. You guys are role models. You guys are people who, people want to aspire to be like you. What do you tell them?
Well, the first thing is that Chateau Waters, our director, is always preaching to us that as women, we need to be reaching for our dreams first. And I think that's so important. Before we're on the field, before we put on this uniform, we are shooting for our dreams and aspirations as women. And so I always like to tell people, before I'm a cheerleader, I'm Danita, and I have goals, aspirations, and I need to make sure that I'm upholding the best image and reputation for myself as well. So I just tell them to keep working hard, be smart and positive, and keep the right people in your life.
And Danita, what do we tell the people? They have an opportunity to participate. Tell us what they'll get with those Falcon tickets and a chance to be a partner with GPB.
You get a pair of Falcons tickets to the January 2nd game against the Panthers.
And you see the number on your screen right now, 1-800-222-4788, and you can also log on at gpb.org. Danita, John, I want to say thank you. Good luck to the Falcons, not only for tomorrow against Carolina, but good luck in the remainder of the season. We want to see you in the Super Bowl come Dallas time, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. And still more to come here on GPB as we set the stage for Brookwood and Colquitt County coming up at the top of the hour. More. We'll be right back after these important messages on the great GPB and gpb.org.
Massive dinosaur bones found in the frozen Arctic. Arctic dinosaurs on Nova.
What's the word I'm looking for here? Help me. 2 letters. No, not how we do this. All right, watch.
Let's see what you got. You're all talking, man.
Watch
this.
Let's go. Nice. Nice. Ball is down. Kick is up. Kick is good. Not.
Yeah, who's laughing now?
This program on GPB is made possible in part by supporters of the Georgia High School Association, including the following.
He was at war with his country and himself.
He told one of his colleagues the great mistake of his life was having taken a military education.
Robert E. Lee on American Experience.
When the music's over.
Meet the legendary band that broke all the rules in a film about the Doors. Only on American Masters.
We're down to the last one. Foot all. What is it? What's the letter?
Q.
Q.
Welcome back to the Georgia Dome. GPB's Tailgate Party Live continues. We are getting ready for the 5A championship. Colquitt County, there's a vicious rumor the entire town of Moultrie is here this evening as they take on the Brookwood Broncos. Our last of 5 championships here at the Georgia Dome. Time to bring in the esteemed panel. Why? Because panels are always esteemed. We're going to go over the highlights of the game you just saw. An instant classic in AAA. Sandy Creek holds on 14-7 over Carrollton. And let's take a look. And Tommy, let's start things off. And you had a great comment off the top.
One of the greatest high school football games I've ever seen. Sandy Creek off to a great start, 14-0. How do you defend this? Kid can just run like the wind.
Ronnie Belt does exactly that. Here's their second score.
Right up the middle, just isolation. Very simple blocking up front. A great run, good speed, good quickness.
Dave Hunter, this is where Carrollton comes back.
Great throw by the Carrollton quarterback's got a rocket arm through it right in the window. Great throw, tremendous catch.
The Barge brothers hooking up, and here comes Carrollton one more time.
Carrollton again on the cross sweep. the play of the game, the fumble at the 1 yard line or half-yard line that's recovered by number 48 for Sandy Creek that almost sealed the game. It's heartbreaking for Carrollton.
Bob Houghton right there. Chip Walker says it all. 29-game win streak for Sandy Creek. Can you believe this?
Well, I'm still impressed with Carrollton. They got the ball twice inside the 10-yard line. Couldn't get it in. The resilience right till the very end, I think, is the key word. A shame some team had to lose, but this was a great game on both sides. Hats off to Sandy Creek in a 29-game winning streak and 2 state championships.
No doubt about it. Tommy, your thoughts on this game?
The thing I liked about it, John, was the fact that they had great clock management coming down to the awful fumble, which was a heartbreaker for the whole community and all Carrollton fans everywhere. But they had great clock management, called the right plays, had actually the right play called, the kid stretching for the touchdown. What a great high school football game.
All right, a little less than a minute. We got a game coming up. Dave Hunter, your thoughts?
Well, I like the Hilton boy in the last game. Was a great player. I'm a little prejudiced in the next game,
That's
John.
why I asked you first.
Yeah, thank you so much. I like Brookwood. If they can keep from turning the football over, they got to change the pace a little bit. Not let Colquitt quicken the game up for them, and Brookwood needs to establish their running game.
30 seconds. Bob Houghton, what do you think?
Last week we saw Colquitt come back after getting behind. Again, that resiliency word. Both teams have played very well this year. I kind of like Colquitt. I don't want to go against my friend the coach here, but they impressed me last week.
Tommy Palmer, quickly break the tie.
They never worry about how far they fall behind. Colquitt can score from anywhere with any amount of time left. Colquitt County.
So we got 2 for 1 when it comes to Colquitt over Brookwood. Can you believe this? The 5A game is coming up, and it is going to be, once again, another great ball game when it comes to Colquitt and Brookwood. The 5A championship coming up. Let's send it over to Gil Tyree with a lot more as the Tailgate Party Live continues.
All right, John, thank you. You know, we celebrate the great state of Georgia here on GPB, and one of the great programs is Georgia Traveler. Let's go behind the scenes to see what makes this program the great program it is here on GPB.
Yeah, we're on. Okay, Georgia Traveler 404, take 1.
Okay, here we are in America. Americas, of course we're in America.
All right, action.
To put a Georgia Traveler show together, it's a lot of pre-production. It's just a shot list.
Coming up, and we're holding on the bridge.
By the time I show up at a shoot, I've probably done several weeks worth of reporting on the story.
We try to pre-script, but some of the best things that happen, we're not expecting.
Guys are being mauled. Yeah. You always have to expect the unexpected when you're on a Georgia Traveler shoot.
Well, I ordinarily never eat things with my fingers, but you got to with this. You got to. Go away.
Here we are in America's Cut. There are a lot of people involved on every shoot. That's what makes the shoot work, is the lighting, the camera, and the audio, and all the wires and cords that are connected to the audio. And somehow when you're watching it, the final product, not seeing any of that.
When is he going to turn that off?
Here we are in the peaceful town of Americus, Georgia.
So much effort, equipment, energy goes into Georgia Traveler.
We spend a lot of time and we take a lot of great care to really write the best stories and produce the best stories and present the best stories to the viewers.
We'll do this somewhere else.
And I echo Kat Carney's statement. It is the best program. With me are the 2 stars of Georgia Traveler, David Zelke, and also Kat Carney. First with you, Kat, I want to ask you this. You're the newest member, and of course, David Zelke has been a part of this for so long. I want to ask you this. What makes this program tick?
Well, you know what? We're in a great state. Georgia is just one of the best states ever, and we get to see some really phenomenal cities. And, you know, I just feel honored to be a part of it. I've lived in Georgia on and off since first grade, and I'm just now getting to see places that I've never seen before.
What are some of the destinations?
Oh gosh, David, I'm going to defer to you on that one.
We go from mountains to the coast. It's anything you can find. You can have a great meal down on the coast, eating some of the best shrimp in the world. You can go up in the mountains, go fishing, kayaking, and incredible resorts, incredible little 5-room getaways that people can go to.
David, you know, you have a whole lot of fun traveling this great state. What is the one thing that jumps out at you so far in your great travels?
It's the people. It's got to be the people. You know, you can go to the nicest place in the world, but if the people don't treat you well like they expect when they come to Georgia, getting that true Southern hospitality, that's the best part of it.
And I'm going to go over to Kat now. If you had to recommend one destination in this state to people, what would it be?
Oh gosh, you can't go wrong with any city in Georgia, but I think a lot of people don't realize that programs like Georgia Traveler really don't happen without the support of viewers like you. So if I'm going to recommend one destination right now, I'm going to recommend that destination be gpb.org. Go to gpb.org and contribute, become a member of GPB, and help us make programs like this. That's the #1 destination right now.
David Zelski and Kat Carney joining us here on the tailgate party here at GPB. I want to ask you this, David. You know, with this program, some of the things that Kat was talking about, what would you recommend to people in terms of traveling around the state? How would you do it? How do you plan? What are some of the things that you would recommend?
I recommend you, first off, you know, you can go online now, find anything. You can go to exploregeorgia.org. You can go to our website, gpb.org/Georgia Traveler. Find some great places to go. But you know what? If you're going to the mountains, probably pack warm, especially days like this. If you're going to the coast, you're going to get a sunburn if you don't put something on. But, you know, there's such a variety of places you can go. And, you know, I even found a couple things I wanted to give you. I don't know if you can see it here. I got some gold from the hills of Dahlonega, Consolidated Gold Mine. Can't really see it, but there may be something better than gold here.
Thank you,
Cafe
David Zelski.
Campesino. Coffee roasted in Americus, Georgia, that y'all didn't know it. Best coffee in the world. Incredible.
I appreciate that. You know, my grandparents one hailed from Montezuma, the other hailed from Fitzgerald.
All right.
And I spent a lot of my childhood in this great state. So I'll tell you what, this state is so very diverse. You know, like you talked about the mountains, you talk about the ocean, Kat. But if you, and I asked David this, if you had to pick one destination that you would recommend to the people, what would it be?
Well, you know what? I recently went to Savannah, and I absolutely fell in love with the town. I went to Thomasville, loved it. I mean, really everywhere I've been, I've enjoyed. And I think what's so great about the state of Georgia and what's so great about Georgia Traveler is that you realize that you don't have to go out of state to take a vacation. You can stay in the state of Georgia and really have a staycation.
How do you find out about the various destinations with Georgia Traveler? How do you find out?
A lot of times it's word of mouth, or sometimes David and I will read about something. But frequently, and I think this has happened to David, we're shooting on location and someone will come up to us and tell us about a location. I mean, one of the pieces that we just saw on the roll-in, it was a woman was sitting next to me at dinner and told me about another, location, and we shot there the following week. So if anybody's listening right now and you think of a great place that Georgia Traveler should go, definitely drop David an email, drop me an email, and we'll come out and visit you.
You know, we saw just a few minutes ago, we're posting and putting out there $250 to participate, in making GPB what it is. And it's about young people. But more importantly, David and Kat, it's about programs that you guys do. To make it GPB the great program and great, media operation that it is. But more importantly, it's a celebration of this great state, David.
I agree. There's so many things that we like to bring and show the viewer that, they're not going to get anywhere else. We are all about Georgia. We're all about showing what's new in Georgia, what's fun in Georgia, and what you can take your family to, your wife to, your kids to, anything. And it's all here in Georgia. You're not going to run out of options.
All right, the Falcon tickets are available. You saw the number at the bottom of your screen, 1-800-222-4788. Operators are standing by. You can log on also at gpp.org, 404-685-4788. Again, that date is January 2nd. A pair of tickets to the Falcons game against the Carolina Panthers in the Georgia Dome. I want to thank David and Kat also for joining us here, and best of luck with the Georgia Travel. I see you guys really putting a program together. You guys have a whole lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, you got to come join us.
Really?
Yeah, anytime.
Okay. I'll tag along anytime. But I want to ask you, before we close here, the whole thing about traveling, the ultimate thing is for you what? What gratification do you get out of it?
It's meeting the people and finding the appreciation that they have when we come to their place, the place they put their love and care into it. That's what I love the most.
And I'm not even going to lie, for me, it's all about the food. I've had grits so many different ways, and I love it all the ways.
Well, you and Scott, your wonderful photographer, have a chance to do wonderful work, Kat. And I just urge everybody to take a look at this program. It's a great program. David and Kat put a lot of work into it because they celebrate this great state of Georgia. And I want to thank you guys for joining us here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gil.
All right, Kat and David are part of a great group of people here at GPB, and it's all a part of a partnership with you. And here's what goes into that.
Hello, I'm Dr. Ralph Swearingen, Executive Director of the Georgia High School Association, and I want to welcome you to the 2010 State High School Football Championships. We strongly believe that high school athletics are an important part of the life learning process that our young people go through.
I want to thank all of you today for supporting Georgia Public Broadcasting. You know, producing this kind of programming on high school sports is not cheap and it's not easy, but it's possible because of the wonderful donations all of you make to Georgia Public Broadcasting.
Now it's your turn to score big with a small donation to GPB. Text GPB to 85944 to donate $5. Remember to reply yes to confirm your donation. Standard data and text messaging rates apply. A one-time charge of $5 will be added to your phone bill. Support these great games and great kids. Thank you.
Thank you all for watching our tailgate show. I'm about to toss it over to our own Ricky Bevington, who can update us on the news and weather. Ricky?
Good evening to GPB sports fans. The big story tonight, of course, is winter weather. Cold rain is moving in. It's bringing overnight temperatures down to 35 degrees in North Georgia. Expect temperatures in the mid-50s, though, in the south. Tomorrow morning, the rain should stop, but by an afternoon, snow is likely in the northeast mountains and possibly in other parts of North Georgia. Expect it to be windy tomorrow across the state. Tomorrow's temperatures will fall as the day goes on, dipping into the 20s in the north, 30s if you're in central Georgia, and in the south, you can expect temperatures in the 40s by tomorrow afternoon. In some sports news today, a Columbus woman plans to spend her inheritance on a trip to see the Auburn Tigers play the Oregon Ducks at the BCS National Championship football game, college football game. Molly Farmer's 98-year-old mom died in August, left her a little bit of money, and Farmer says she's going to spend that $6,000. It's just enough for her and her husband to make the trip to the January 10th game in Arizona. GPB.org is where you can find more news and weather. I'm Ricky Bevington. Now let's head on over to John Nelson.
Thank you very much, Ricky. It is time to catch up a few good minutes with Mark Cruz, the head coach of Brookwood. Thanks for putting up with us on a day like this. It's your 6th time. Does this ever get old?
No, it doesn't. It's exciting every time we get here.
So talk about what it's like your 3rd time here as a head coach.
Well, you know, it's a special bunch of kids to coach, guys that have really worked hard since last December to make an appearance here, and it's just a special thing for your team to be able to show in the Dome. We started in the Dome in our first game, and we've been working hard to get back, and we're fortunate enough to do so.
Now, obviously, the tradition at Brookwood, huge over the years. You've been a long-time assistant now, long-time head coach. What's the tradition like this week? It never seems to get old for you guys.
Right. You know, it's a special community. Our touchdown club and all the people in our community, our school, always get excited. The support that we have from our administration and our school and our whole community is just a building block for everything that we accomplish.
And one of the things that you and I talked about was the idea that there are coaches' sons on this roster and the coaches that have been there forever, and it's a special dynamic that the coaches' sons have with this team.
Right. We've got Nick Moore and Ben McLean. Both of their dads have coached with us for over 20 years at Brookwood, and they've grown up through our youth leagues and basically lived in our field house since they were little boys. So it's a special experience for those guys to be able to play in a state championship game with their dads, and you know, we hope we can win a state championship for them.
Yeah, you talk about routine this week, and routine, the way things are going, you guys haven't deviated from your routine at all.
Right. You know, we feel like that helps us play in the big games when you know, our routine stays the same and things, our preparation pretty much stays the same, and you know, I think that helps us shoulder the load a little bit in the big games.
Now let's talk about the investments you can make here at Georgia Public Broadcasting. You can do it with the $250 one-time investment. You're talking about Falcons tickets being here, being a part of the Dome experience that you're seeing here today. $250 investment one time. You got Falcons Carolina right here. You can do that, 1-800-222-4788, or go to gpb.org. And also what you can do, there it is right there, the $250 investment. And also we've done something a little different with texting this year. If you go to text GPB to 85944 and once again confirm your donation, you can do that. Your investment at Georgia Public Broadcasting, there'll be a $5 charge added to your particular bill. And once again, it's another way to make the continued investments here that you're seeing when it comes to Georgia Public Broadcasting and everything that you're seeing here to continue to make these events happen. 1-800-222-4788. You can also do it at gpb.org. Now, once again, you got other tickets that we also have as part of investments here at Georgia Public Broadcasting. We have Hawks and Thrashers opportunities that are going on as well. You have your choices of games when it comes to the Hawks, choices of games when it comes to the Thrashers. I believe it's Carolina and Ottawa. I think it's a $150 investment for one time at Georgia Public Broadcasting, 1-800-222-4788. There are a couple of different games. You have your choice when it comes to investments right there. There you go. A pair of tickets to a Thrashers game, a choice of date and game, $150 investment one time, 1-800-222-4788. And there's the Hawks, same deal. Pair of tickets to a Hawks game. You get your choice and date of a game from a couple that we have. You can see the Clippers, you can see the Knicks right there, 1-800-222-4788. Falcons in Carolina, Sunday, January 3rd, one-time $250 investment at 1-800-222-4788, or go to our secure server at gpb.org. A couple of quick clicks, and you are in business being a part of the team. I want to thank Mark Cruz from Brookwood. Good luck tonight. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Thank you.
And let's send it over to Gil Tyree with a lot more here on the Tailgate Party Live.
All right, John Nelson, thank you. And again, I want to echo your sentiments about being an investor here at GPB. We need your help, so have an opportunity right now to purchase Falcon tickets, and also in addition to the Falcons, the Thrashers, and also your Atlanta Hawks. You know, we talked earlier about Georgia Traveler. I had a chance to check in with the group who's doing that great program, but also we have another great program, Georgia Outdoors. And here's a look at what goes on behind the scenes.
Action.
I think with nature, it's a little bit different than many other shows because you can't control nature. It never goes like it's supposed to go.
What about this beetle? Does he bite?
No, that guy's all right. They tell you that the bug won't bite you, but it does.
Oh, yes, he does!
He does? They say that it's going to be easy to get down to that cave, and it's like a death fall.
Okay, this looks pretty steep to me.
It's easy.
I like long fingernails, and I get teased about it, but let me tell you, when you got to climb up a hill, these things work. It's not enough to just show pretty pictures and have nice music.
Are you sure you should have your cell phone?
There has to be a purpose. For example, an upcoming show about bats. The purpose is that bats are dying off, and we don't know why. I want you to fall in love with the bats. I want you to not be afraid of them. I want to show you these incredible mammals, and if we can bring that home, I think we've done our job.
This is crazy.
All in a day's work.
All right, we want to welcome you back to the Georgia Dome, and alongside now members of the winning AAA state championship team, the Sandy Creek Patriots. We've got Coach Chip Walker right here. We've got Ronnie Bell, the quarterback, Derek Alexander on the end. Coach, we'll talk to you because of seniority. Congratulations, but what a season for you guys. You go undefeated, you run the table 15-0, and you win the title.
That was the goal to at the start of the year. We wanted to accomplish something that we hadn't done. And the only thing we hadn't done is gone 15-0, and that was the goal that this team set out to do at the beginning of the year, and we did it.
Ronnie, you're the quarterback of this team. You guys got off to a 14-0 lead, and then all of a sudden, back comes Carrollton. You had to kind of keep everything in control.
Right. In the halftime, we was like, we have adversity, and that's all we go through is adversity all year long, and through the playoffs, and we just kept with it, had heart, and we won the game.
Derek, you were running that football over 100 yards today. Talk about your efforts out there.
I give it all to the line. They do a good job blocking, and I was able to get through the holes and make something happen.
What's it like for you guys? I mean, 29 wins in a row, back-to-back state championships. I mean, that is a very rare accomplishment.
Right. It's amazing. It's just speechless.
Well, I know one guy that's very proud of you. That's the head coach, Chip. Talk about the hard work because, from August when you're down there, and you start all season long, but in August, the dog days, it's hot. You're at them out there, and, now it all pays off in December.
Well, yeah, and these guys now, we bring our guys in January. January the 7th last year, we started doing mat drills. And so those guys were in our gym at 6:45 in the morning, 2 or 3 weeks after they won the state championship, and they've worked since January to get back to this point. And they put in all kind of hard work during the spring, during the summer, and then obviously in fall. They've done everything we've asked them to do, and they've been successful.
One of the first stories I did on GPB was on you and your father, the only father-son combination to win state championships. He has one. You now have two.
That's right. We got two now. I won't say too much about that to him, though.
Well, it probably is a good thing. And I know your mom is proud of both of you.
She is. It's Friday nights are pretty special to our family, and football is pretty special to us as well. We feel like it's the ultimate team game. It's a family atmosphere, which is what we try to talk about at Sandy Creek, and something that he started building 12 years ago, and we've continued over the last 6 years.
I want to ask you guys, you're both offensive guys, so you're on the sidelines when your defense came up really, really big on that goal line stand. What's going through your minds?
Well, the defense, they've been coming through all year. They only had let up 20 points in the playoffs, and held Peach County at the end, and we just knew that they was going to make a big play. We been making big plays all year long, and that's what they did, came through at the end.
How about you, Derek?
Yeah, like Ronnie said, they stepped up all year, and we knew that was going to come through at the end, so we were able to seal the deal.
All right, I want to thank all three of you guys for coming on with us. Congratulations on another, and I quote, another state championship for the Sandy Creek Patriots. Thanks a bunch.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we want to remind everybody that to pledge, if you like this kind of excitement, if you like to watch the championship games, GPB is the only station in this state that you can do it. So you want to call that number, 1-800-222-4788, and make your pledge. One other big event going on today, it's the Falcons had a big lunch to honor coaches. I think, Coach, you won for the AAA, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
That's right.
That was a nice thing that the Falcons did, and it was a first-class organization and put on a first-class program today.
Right, you got Coach Mike Smith there of the Falcons, and he presented a lot of different awards. Another one to Buck Godfrey of Southwest DeKalb. He's had a great tenure, about 9 years at Southwest DeKalb, and he got a Lifetime Achievement Award, so we congratulate all the coaches on that. Now, we'll be back with more. We will preview this big 5A game between Colquitt County and the Brookwood Broncos coming up after this timeout.
This program on GPB is made possible in part by supporters of the Georgia High School Association, including the following: